selling work in that joke. My re-up money secure. I got in, I got out. Giving all glory to God. Hold up, this ain't me. Tell me how we went from trapping to rapping on BET. Last week I told investing to the Kansas City Chiefs. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. They say trap a perfect mixture of Warren Buffett and Meach. No more shoebox money, them portfolios elite. Golden rule to invest and make that money while you sleep. I'm gone.
What's good, what's good, what's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Welcome to another amazing episode of Trappin' Tuesday, man. Our last episode of the year, man. I just want to give y'all a big shout out. Hey, man, we talking about the last one of the year. Man, it's been a hell of a year here. You know what I'm talking about? So, as we get started, man, y'all already know, man, we are nothing without you. There is no Wall Street Trapper. There is no Wall Street looks like us now. The Freedom Center doesn't have the purpose. The Freedom Center doesn't become home without any of you all. So we just want to tell y'all, thank y'all for just, bringing us into your home. Thank y'all for bringing us into your workspace, bringing us into your cars, bringing us into your living room, bringing us into your bedroom, bringing us with y'all, letting us be a part of y'all life, man. We just want to say thank y'all. We just want to say we appreciate y'all, and we just want to say without y'all, we are nothing, from myself and everybody on the team. Man. So, I think I want this. I don't know, this episode feels a little different, man. It's the last episode of the year, man, and what a hell of a year this been, man. Like, if I can say so myself, I want to say that we are optimistic because we believe in growth. I want to say that we are optimistic because we believe in the potential that we have. I want to say that we are optimistic because God told us to go possess the land. But I want to say that we are also cautious because we know that there are risks on a journey that are prerequisites. I want to say that we are cautious because we understood what it took for us to get here. And I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about all of us. All of us had to fight a journey to get to this point. This point of the year has not been easy. But because we believe in the future, because we believe in what we stand for, because we believe in what we are fighting for, because we believe that where we have come from, I'm gonna say this right too, because we believe in our heart of heart that where we come from, it don't get no lower than that. That where we come from, if we can survive that, there is nothing that where we are going that can break us. Right? If we have survived what we came from, there is nothing in our future that can be more painful. If we survived what we came from to get to this point, there is no quit. If we survived what we came from to go where we are going, there is no I give up. Now, will there be some moments of doubt along the journey? Of course. Because that's what adversity does. It tests you. It tests your patience. It tests your poise. It tests your posture. Patience, poise, posture, perception. That's what turbulence does. That's what adversity does. That's what happens when you have to be molded into something that you have never been. That's what happens when you have to take on new armor. That's what happens when you got to take on a new perspective. Like putting on new armor is different, it's difficult. And I think about David, right? When he went to battle against Goliath and all of the soldiers who had been training, they were like, hey, take my sword, take my shield, take my helmet. And for a minute, David thought that was the right thing to do, but then he realized, like, you couldn't win with that armor. that armor that you are trying to give me, you ain't even believe in it. Those tools, that helmet, that sword, that shield that you are attempting to give me to go fight a Goliath that you were scared of, if it didn't work for you, why do you think it's going to work for me? I got to get something that I know is proven. I got to get something that I know is proven. And so on your journey, I want you to understand, as you get here, I don't care if this year turned out the way you wanted. I don't care if you had, I want you to understand that there were moments on this journey, there were moments in this year where you said, oh, I think I got it. There was something that happened in this year that fueled you to go a little bit further. You say, hey, I think I got it. There was something that happened in this year that gave you a little more pep in your step. There's something that happened in this year that made you believe just a little bit more. There's something that happened in this year that kept you from quitting when everything was against you. There's something happened in this year that made you say, if I can just get there. There's something that happened in this year that made you wake up one night and say, I believe. There's something that happened in this year. So yeah, we're going to be cautiously optimistic. Just cautiously, like not too blindly optimistic where we don't see the dangers or the risk in front of us, right? Not so optimistic where we just disregarding that we can lose here and that this is going to take everything we have, but optimistic enough to know that all I need is a few things to happen along the way, along the journey to keep me going, because small progress is better than no progress, because no progress is too close to failure. Right? Small progress is better than no progress because no progress is too close to failure. All right, so we're going to be cautiously optimistic. Right, we're gonna take the steps that's necessary. We're gonna read the books. We're gonna reflect, because some of the greatest things that we can do on a journey is reflect. One of the things that really hinders us on this journey to achieve the thing that we have never achieved before is that we think we gotta keep moving forward. We don't understand that there's progress in stillness. Okay. Remember what I said, right? Small progress is better than no progress, but no progress is just, it's the first cousin to failure, right? But stillness is not no progress, right? Like stillness is actually us watching a game tape. Stillness is actually us sitting back saying, what can I do better? Stillness is us actually resetting our nervous system. Stillness is actually us saying, how do I get, watch this, how do I recalibrate? How do I detoxify from the dopamine rush that I'm getting addicted to? Recalibrating, sitting yourself down saying, hey, let me look at it without pressing the buttons. Let me analyze without feeling the urge to do something. Stillness is progress. Stillness is forming. Think about it. A baby has to sit in the womb for nine months, right? In the womb for 9 months, right? Now, sometimes the mother does actually feel that baby moving like in ways that are vehemently violent. Sometimes the baby's just laying in a fetal position. And it's just there. It's just soaking up the environment. It's just getting the nutrients that's necessary. It's getting the proteins that's necessary. It's secreting itself in everything that's needed for it to survive once it comes outside of the darkness. So I just want you to understand that stillness is not failure. Stillness is not you not having movement. Stillness can be you just watching the game tape. Stillness can be just you recalibrating. Stillness can be you learning from the mistakes that you made so you don't keep making the constant mistakes, because those mistakes then become choices. Stillness is the reward for perfection. Stillness. Stillness. Cautiously optimistic. The idea of being optimistic, the idea of seeing yourself in the future tense while still being in the present tense. Cautiously optimistic. Like seeing yourself as the version of you that you understand can be you, believing that to be you. Optimism. In a world where everyone doubts everything. In a world where if it wasn't recorded, it didn't happen. In a world where where's the receipts? And even the receipts can be doubted, right? In a world where you're copying this person and this person thinks you're copying them and this person. In a world where so many people want to be great, the person that being still has been threatened. The person that being still has been violently attacked because they don't have movement. Because we live in a society that judges success off movement. But when I think back to some of the greats, when I think back to some of the most successful people in the world, there was always this moment of stillness. There was always this moment that seemed perplexing to the outside world. But it was a moment where it came to him. It was a moment where things just started to click. And the optimism turned into offense. The optimism became the orientation for the assignment. The optimism became the appetizer for the 5-star meal. Optimism just sets the table. Optimism just tells you that you are worthy of. Optimism is just what gives you the fuel that gets you to the next level, which is execution. So being cautiously optimistic is a good thing, as long as it leads to execution. And so as we end this year, man, I want you to think to yourself, what does precise execution look like? What does focused execution look like? What does premeditated execution look like? What is the most dangerous version of you look like? I'm not talking about dangerous enough to go to prison. I'm talking dangerous enough to change your whole family bloodline. I'm talking about dangerous enough to where you say, I'm the last person to get it out the mud. Everybody else gonna get it out the market and mean it. I'm talking about the most dangerous version of you. I'm talking about the most lethal version of you. I'm talking about the version of you when people see you, they say, yep, they up to something. Yep, they got that thing on them. Yep, I feel it in them. Yep, I see it on them. I'm talking about the most dangerous version of you. I'm talking about the version of you when people see you, they understand, hey, what that person is on, I want to be on. I'm talking about the most dangerous version of you, the version of you that influences people to be better, the version of you that influences your friend to stop doing the BS, the version of you that influences the people around you to start investing, the version of you that influences people in a right way. I'm talking about the most dangerous version of you. What does that look like? Being cautiously optimistic. So as we go into 2026, man, there's so many things out of our control that we're not going to be able to deal with. And so many things that's going to be out of our grasp, but there's certain things that we can control, and that is our vision, our perspective of the world, our vision, our perspective of who we are, our vision, our perspective of our capabilities, our vision, our perspective on who we let, watch this, y'all. Who do we let engage with us? I'll say that again, like, who do we let engage with us? Because what we don't realize is the person that we allow to engage with us is also a person that we allow to dictate our thoughts and dictate the words that we use. And the words that we use put us on a course to go a certain way. So who we are allowing to engage with us? Like going into 2026, I want you to be cautiously optimistic on who you allow yourself to engage with. I want you to be cautiously optimistic on who you having conversations with on a day-to-day basis. I want you to be cautiously optimistic on the things that you listen to, because we don't realize what we listen to slowly but surely alters how we think, how we feel, and how we perceive. I want you to be cautiously optimistic on the people you give your time and energy to, because energy is precious. Your foresight is precious. Your vision for where you need to be at and what you want to do with your family is precious. So I want you to be cautiously optimistic, because if you're not cautiously optimistic, then the person that you let in can be the person that is responsible for your demise. And I'm not talking about killing you literally. I'm talking about being responsible for you killing your dreams. I'm talking about you being responsible for them being responsible for you killing your purpose. Cautiously optimistic. So I want us to take the rest of this day and tomorrow, take a step back. What does it look like if the best version of you showed up in 2026 for 365 days straight? 2026, we're being cautiously optimistic. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trappin, man. Trappin Tuesdays. Episode 170. What, Jose?
You going backwards now? The boy gets sick is 174.
That's what I said. We on 170 what?
1-4. I thought you said 171. 174.
I said 170 what, Jose?
Yeah, we good. 174 out here in these streets.
174, bro.
First of all, though, how you feeling?
174?
174.
That's amazing, bro.
How you feeling, though?
How I'm feeling?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know what, bro? Man, I feel laid back.
Okay. I know after last week, you know what I'm saying, the prayers was up in the atmosphere.
Bro, I felt myself deteriorating.
Yeah, we was touching and agreeing.
Bro, I felt like I was trying, bro.
I thought my dog had the mesothelioma.
Bro, I was... Man, why are you so stupid?
It's like, what he got? You know what I'm saying? Diabetes. What? Like, tuberculosis? Bro. What is going on?
Nah, bro. I felt, I don't know, bro. It's crazy. I just think God do everything for a reason, dog. I felt so good, bro. I felt good. I was talking to my daughter and stuff, bro. I felt good, bro. And then, like, I got here and sat down, and it just, like, hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And I was trying to fight it, but I was like, nah, bro. This
I ain't even want you to drive home.
Bro, I drove home. That was a long-ass drive home, bro.
Yeah.
I drove home, bro. My lady opened the door, bro. I took a shower. I went to the basement. I went straight to the basement, dog. Took a shower, went to the basement, old school. And I told her I was sick. By the time I got the shower, she had the humidifier going, you hear me? I put that Vicks on me. Man, look, I stayed in the basement, dog.
Man, everybody done got sick.
Man, I don't know what, and I don't
CEO of Sean was sick on Christmas Eve.
I don't even be getting sick like that, dog.
Yeah.
I know I texted you said that.
I was like, bro, stay on that side of the house. Yeah. I want you here for the Christmas, but stay on that side of the house.
That's what I did. I told her, I was like, look, man, like, man, you at least stay upstairs, man. But I would be real with you. Something about women, bro, they don't ever want you to, like, they was like, no, we come. I'm like, bro, like, go upstairs. They was like, no, we won't. I'm like, bro, go upstairs.
We're going to do that again? Something about women?
Huh?
We're going to do that one again?
No, I'm just saying, like, I get it. It's in their nature. They nurturing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my daughter was the same way. Like, my daughter came and she was like, just want to make sure my daddy good, yeah? Like, they was bringing me the tea. I was drinking that tea like crazy. They was bringing me the tea, the black seed oil, the oregano oil. My daughter just kissed me and stuff, bro. And you know what's crazy? We were supposed to go back home for Christmas. And I wound up just chilling in the crib, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like people was texting me and they was like, Trap, I hope you feel better. I'm like, you know it's crazy, bro. Even though I'm sick, like, I'm happy. Like, bro, like.
Did it feel like Christmas?
It did not.
Okay.
It did not. But I was so happy just because, bro, like, I had my lady and I had my baby girl, dog. And I think that for me, bro, that was a battle all year. So just having my baby with me for Christmas, dog, like having her with me these last couple of weeks, bro, it's just been like phenomenal, dog. Like, it's just been phenomenal, dog. Like, I can't even describe it, dog. Like, it's crazy because, like, I had all this stuff I wanted to do with her. We gonna do this, we do that. Man, I ain't did none of that shit. Like, we went to the movie, we saw the movies, been taking her out to eat and chilling with her, but just spending time with her, getting in the car, talking to her, having them daddy-daughter talks, telling her I love her, you know, in the seat, like, her, like, she getting big. I'm looking at her, I'm like, damn, like, she 9.
Growing up fast.
And I will say, like, it sparked something in me. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. This you know, it's real conversation, dog. I was looking at my baby girl and I said to myself, you know what, bro? Like, I gotta go harder. Just in life. You know what I'm saying? Not, like, people think you gotta go harder, mean you talking about, like, making more money. No, like, I gotta just go harder in life.
Yeah.
Like, going harder with being in her life. Going harder with, like, walking in my purpose, going hard in life with connecting with God, going hard in life with, like, you know, spending time with the people that you love the most, going hard, because sometimes you just take your foot off the gas and you just be like, all right, right? But that don't mean you still not. That don't mean, like, when I say take your foot off the gas, I don't mean, like, you just not doing nothing. It's like, you are still saying, okay, let me read this book of my baby girl. Let me do that, bro. So, like, just seeing her, you know, everybody have their own connection with their kids. But I know for a fact that there is no Wall Street Trapper without my baby.
Right.
Because without her, I don't get out the streets. Like 100%. I still tiptoe. I still do little shit here and there, But like when I had her, it was like, yo, like, you know, like if you get jammed up now, you don't just affect you, you affect her. Like another dude get to, you know, possibly raise her. Another dude get to possibly put his morals in her.
And beliefs in her.
In her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like without her, I don't, you know what I'm saying, step into what I gotta step into, bro. So just, you know, just seeing her and being with her and then like just seeing how loving and compassionate she is. It's almost like we ain't miss a beat, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, bro, just amazing, bro. Just freaking amazing, bro.
Let's go. I do want to shout out everybody. Happy Kwanzaa. It's day 5.
Yep, shout out to our Kwanzaa people.
You know
shout out our,
Nia.
you know, yep.
Hopefully I'm saying that right.
Let's shout out our people, man. My screen might be a little froze. So, yeah, so shout out to Rams, I see you. Shout out to Tamara, Rams, Pascal, Wallstreet Mac, Dark Skin Curvin, Marcus, Tamara, Wallstreet Neil. I can see it slow. It's going slow too. Yeah, I think my internet might be tripping. Dollar Bill, Tori, what's good? Mr. VIP, who is Bane? What's up, family? Drift, what's good? Belina, I see you, love. Square Biz, Truck Yellow, Chopper Fellas, Leon Barnes. Oh, boy, this thing going so slow. I love it. I love it. Now it might be gonna be too slow, is it? Cold-Blooded 89. E-Will, I see you. Cheesy Bread, I see you, fam. Thavion, I see you. Carolina Blue, I see you. Toots 9245. Double R, what's up? Corktown Collective. Kev FCV. Yeah, I might be a little off. Alex, I see you. Henna Hustle, blink of an eye, children grow up quickly, yup. Onika, I see you. Shazam X, what's good, family? The Mike Lowry, Freddie P19. Gino, what's good? Mr. Monopoly, what's good? KT Tactical, I see you. Larry Morgan, I see you. Mr. VIP, I see you, man. I see my people, man. Family Wealth, I see you. Keen, I see you. What's good? Drift Guy, Charlotte Jones, I see you. Tariq 52, I see you. Chelsea, what's good? Not the slow scroll. Chelsea, what's good, my Trappers Anonymous family? Coach Dad, what's happening? I see y'all, man. I see y'all. Terry Biles, I see you. Vince King's Customs, I see you, family. Yes, sir.
My baby just dropped that super chat. I see you.
I don't see it over here.
I know.
It ain't dropped yet. Ash, what's good, love? I see you. Thank you for the super chat. I ain't up yet, you heard me? Hoodie Black 625, I see you. All right, I don't want nobody to think I'm missing out on them, so I'm good.
Right, they be like, oh, it's AI, it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded, Trap. It's AI.
Definitely past there, be like, bro, it's AI.
Man,
AI Trap.
Let me say this, man. We went and saw the Avatar last night. We went and saw Avatar, what it is, 3?
Yep.
And I'm gonna say this, bro. And I hope nobody don't get mad at me when I say this. All right. Let's see if I say this the right way. I'm gonna say it the easy way. Like, I hate when like media people play in my face. So I was listening to something about the director of the day. He said that the Avatar world came to him in a dream and all this. I said, nigga, that's that's Africa.
All day.
That's Africa, bro. Stop it.
Bro, I came in a dream after you watched Roots.
In a dream, bro, that's Africa, bro. You put a cartoon on Africa, bro. Stop.
Right.
That's African people, bro. Stop. So as I'm looking at Avatar 3, I said, oh, this one the colonizer came with the guns. That's what it is. You saw it, Sean? I said, oh, this one, listen, I'm looking at that. I said, oh, this one the colonizers come with the guns. That's it, right here. She said, huh? I said, listen, before they come, we ain't had no pistols. We had the spears.
Right, and the arrows and yeah.
We had the spears. I said, look right here what happens. He shows her about the gun. So now, one tribe got the guns and the other tribe got the spears, and this is how you get the upper hand. Now, who brung the spears? The colonizers. I mean, who brung the gun? The colonizers. They threw everything off. Nat said, how you saw that? She said they blew. I said, listen, a story is a story. I don't know.
Yeah, it's safe.
I know the story. I've been seeing this story since I was a kid.
Just a different cover.
I know how this story go. And here's what he says. I'm going to give you more guns than you ever. That's what he said. He said, I'm going to give you more guns than you need if you help me conquer them. That's what he said. I'm going to give you, he said, look what he says. He said, hey, I got an idea. It's a little off the deep end. So he goes see her. She in the tent. She already was amused by the guns. They was calling it thunder. Like, how you make the thunder, because all they know is spears and knives. We don't know nothing about no guns. We know spears and knives. We go to war, hand-to-hand combat. This is what we doing. Ain't no such thing as shooting from a distance. Get up in. So he go over there, he see her, and the role she playing is like a queen, but, you know, into the spiritual world and all that. I'm not mad at that because I know that was a part of our custom at one. I ain't tripping on that. Me and Nat got into about that a little bit. She was like, I don't believe in all that. Worshiping the spirits. I know God is God.
My Bible. It ain't my Bible.
It ain't my Bible. I said, well, babe, you got to realize, like, before we got here, right, we did have different practices. Like, that's a thing. Like, I'm not mad at you for saying that, but so we was on that, and I said, but look, we're not gonna get into that. I said, but listen, this is it. She go over, then, you know, they had a talk, and she's like, I don't want to see into your soul. She do the stuff to him, and what happens when you fall in love? Do they not always fall in love? Do they not all? I'm just saying. So I was just like, I said, man, I done seen this story 1,000 times, man. I said, I said, I know what this is. This is when the colonizer bring the pistols over. And then you fall in love with the queen. This is what happens. This is what happens. This happens every time.
Got him.
Right? Then before you know it, what happens? He don't even want to be a general no more. Now he got on tribal paint. Come on, this is what happens, bro. I done seen the story 3 million times. Don't tell me this came to you in a dream. Bro, this is African people. You coming over here colonized with these pistols. This is what happens, bro. And that was just like, for you to see that, I don't see it. I'm like, that's because, I say, I'm going to tell you why. I have a different cultural experience. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and the Native Americans too, we got to make sure.
No, the Native Americans, for sure. You know, that's family.
Yeah.
The problem is that's family.
Right. Yeah.
The real problem is we not knowing that that's family.
They came over with the guns and the mesothelioma. They got everybody.
It's yellow. It was smallpox, bro. Smallpox. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, bro. It's like, bro, like, I seen this story. So I just was mad that the dude was like, yeah, it came to me in a dream. No, it didn't, bro. It did not come to you.
Just like Titanic came to him in a dream, bro.
Yeah, it came to me in a dream, and I know exactly how bro, that's Africa, bro. It's Native American, there's African American people, bro. Ain't no dream.
They in the chat talking about stop telling the movie. 1, 2 is the same as 3.
They are the same. Bro, nothing don't change.
It's the same.
It's the same movie.
Hey, spoiler alert.
3.5 hours.
Spoiler alert.
3 hours and 37 minutes. They all the same, bro. It's all the same, bro. It's all the same, man. Anyway, talking about something. It came to him in a dream. I said, man, get out of my face, man. I ain't coming to you a damn dream. That right, same book Christopher Columbus was in, bro. What's in the next page is after Christopher Columbus, dog. Just chill out. All right, man, we got a good show tonight, man. Closing the year out real strong. Tonight, we also bring out our year-end report. How do we end the year in options? How do we end the year with buying whole? So we got some stuff to talk about and going into this. So why the hell did I get that? Huh? Got the mantra. We definitely gonna talk about that. So let's get up. Let's get our mantra going. And then as we get our mantra going, let's get to it, man. How y'all feeling tonight? How my people feeling tonight, man? They came over with the guns and the mess of the man. Don't give Jose that, bro. Don't give Jose that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's go, man. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all the chains that anchor me of that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will the generations behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, man. Aye. All right. So let's start off with I really want to just get this out the way too, man. Let me say this too, man. Like I'll be the first to say that, man. This was probably my most difficult year trading. And I think this year I experienced what it's like to trade with one, digging myself out of $1.5 million hole was, I text Steve. Steve was talking to me. He said, dog, I just got to give it to you, dog. Like, you did that shit. I say, I ain't gonna lie. And I'm gonna say this, and I have never said it before. I say, man, that shit pushed me to my edge. I say, that shit pushed me to a point, you know, that I had never been to. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so much about managing a group. It was like I had to dig deep in myself and tell myself, bro, you can get out of this hole. Right? Like, you could get in it, because it happened to me so fast. That's the thing about life, man. Sometimes shit just be happening. It happened to me so fast. And I was like, damn, all right, bet. And, you know, you hear a lot of ridicule from a lot of people doing this. And because everybody's a perfect trader on the internet, right? Everybody's a perfect trader. That's why I pride myself in showing wins, showing losses. You know, everybody's a perfect trader on the internet. Everybody, you know, everybody's hedge fund capable. You know what I'm saying? Let them tell it, right? Oh, you see this? You got a fair value gap here. You got the ORB right here. I did this right here. I did this right here. Everybody on the internet is, you know, everybody on the internet got better returns than Warren Buffett and everybody else, right? But I just be wondering where all these multimillionaires are. You know, where all these hedge fund managers at. I just be wanting to know where they at, right? Why everybody ain't in the World Trade? Every year they post the wins from the World Trade Investment Trading Championship. Every year they post them. Every year they post them. I don't be seeing none of them names up there. You feel me? So here I am, my ass. I post my shit every week, and who am I? I ain't shit. Anyway, it was just one of the most difficult years for me, man. And so the last 2 weeks of the year, this year, I just told the team, like, you know what, y'all? Like, I'm going to just sit down these 2 weeks. I'm gonna go back in the game in January. Because a couple things happened with me, man. This year, and I keep using this, but I didn't realize how much of a mental strain that was on me, like, not having my little one. And I hate to put that much on my baby girl like that, but that's how much that meant to me. And it wasn't nothing bad. Just me and her mom just wasn't seeing eye to eye. Nothing bad about her mom, none of that. We just wasn't seeing eye to eye. They was in New Orleans, and it just wasn't a good situation. And for me, mentally, that's a sense of peace and clarity for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had her for 2 years. That's my best 2 years ever in the market. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had it for 2 years. That was my best 2 years ever in the market. Man, my performance was out of this world. I'm floating on cloud now. My baby girl living around the corner from me. Like, nigga, we good. Nigga, everything I had worked hard for was right there. And for us not to be together for that long, and then for me and her mama to have that much tension, again, just not seeing eye to eye. Nothing bad about her mama. We just wasn't seeing eye to eye. Sometimes as adults, when you don't see eye to eye, it takes some time before y'all can see eye to eye. And trying to bully your way, because I could be a bully. She gonna hold her own. Trying to be a bully doesn't make the situation right. You know what I'm saying? And so, bro, you just learning how to just navigate that year without her, bro, was so, I didn't realize how difficult that was. And then stuff with the building, then, you know, you didn't realize. So it was just so tough, bro. And I think just having my daughter come through, I was just like, okay. Right, so let's let the people see. You know, we gonna definitely show that. We don't mind showing that. Let's let the people see where we started at. So, yep, so we went through 4 different phases on this journey. The first phase was where we lost the 1.5. The second phase was where we got it back. And I remember calling Ashawn like, dog, I'm positive, dog. And I remember almost having like a, just a moment of relief. I'm missing one too that I didn't send Steve, because before I got to the 73,000 to the good, I was 34,000 to the good. That's the one I showed you, Sean. So I apologize for missing that one. there was one where I was $34,000. So before I got to 73, it was $34,000. And I remember hitting that $34,000 and being like, dog, this feels so good. And then I remember in late August, I got to this 156,000. And then at that moment, I was like, hey, I got time. Like, I might get hit a number. And I remember telling Sean, like, dog, I might get hit an M, you hear me? So I remember telling Sean, like, dog, like, I might get hit an M, dog. Like, and I'm gonna tell you what I like about Sean. Like, he was like, shit, go for it. Like, I remember showing to Sean, like, son, like, you know, because when I look at Sean, then we got one more slide to show y'all. I remember looking at Sean, and I don't want to speak for Sean. I think that one of the things that Sean does is, like, he see me go through the ups and downs, but just show up every day. And I was telling Sean, like, bro, like, if, you know, just keep your confidence going, bro. And I think, and again, I don't want to speak for him because he's his own man, but I think there's a part of Sean that says, like, yeah, I'm going to be that $1 million guy. I'm going to make that. I'm going to do this. And I think when he sees me, he sees some of the stuff that I go through. Just, you know, the ups, the downs, you know, the money, the wins, the losses, all of that, right? And just controlling the emotions. Like, I remember, I would never forget the day I lost the 1.5, like when I pressed the button to close out. And I remember a couple days later, I was just like, shit, all right, like, what I got to do? And I remember the market rallied like maybe a couple days and I made the first $100,000. I was like, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? And Sean was like, what happened? I was like, bro, I just hit for $100,000 a day. And it was just one of the moments where, like, after losing 1.5, bro, like $100,000 a day feels like a breath of fresh air, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I just lost 1.5. This is 100,000 a day. That mean I gotta go I got 1.4 more to go get. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in my mind, you just start rationalizing, like, if I can just get to $1 million by this date, if I can just be down $1 million by this day, bro, like, I'm okay. My only bad part is I didn't track it the whole way. I was so in it. We was fighting for the roof. I didn't track it every step of the way, and I thought about it. I'm like, damn, I should have recorded all of that.
Yeah, it was a heavy
year. You know what I'm
year.
saying? That would have been so crazy.
Heavy year.
Yeah, I didn't think about it in my head because I was so in the moment of, I got to get the 1.5 back. And so I remember hitting 100,000, and excuse me if I'm rambling a little bit because this is like emotional a little bit for me, right? I never doubted it, but I remember telling myself, like, how the hell I'm going to get that back? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, clearly, we don't know what this dude gonna do in the market, bro. And I remember telling myself this is no lie, and sometimes we put unnecessary stress on ourselves. I remember telling myself verbatim, I don't care what happened, my dog. If you don't get that back, you can't teach this shit no more. And you gotta get it back by year end. I remember telling myself verbatim, dog, like sitting in my house and I'm gonna say this shit and I ain't gonna say it, you know, I'll never, you know, but I remember my house like with my head in my hand like, dog, like if you don't get that 1.5 back this year, my nigga, like you can't teach this shit no more. Even though you just went $4 million last year, even though you put the down payment on a building last year, even though you had $1 million trade last year, if you don't get that 1.5 back, my nigga, that shit look like luck. That's what they gonna say. They gonna say it's luck, my nigga. They gonna say you only made that money because the market did this. They gonna come up with whatever. They gonna disregard everything you did. So if you don't get that shit back, dog, by the end of this year, my nigga, I don't care if you be up $10, my nigga. And that was my goal. I say, I don't gotta make the whole one. I don't gotta make $1 million. Nigga, I just gotta get that one. I gotta be positive about a year end, nigga. You gotta be positive. Like, no, cause nobody can disregard it if you just be positive. Like, all right, you lost 1.5, but all right, you made $100,000. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, bro, like, I just got it. And I remember telling myself that, bro. And I remember saying, all right, bro, like, how do we get it back? How do we get it back? Right? I remember telling myself that, like, if you don't get that shit back, dog, by the end of this year, you got, and I remember saying, it's April. You got to December. You got to get it back. And so here's how we ended the year, man. Let's show the people how we ended the year. We ended the year $982,580,000, man. And we got $747,986 sitting in cash right now to end 2025. I would have had $1 million. I was a little over $1 million. My last Facebook loss that I ended Friday was $158,000 loss. I would have ended the year a little over $1 million. We took a loss on Facebook Friday. I knew it was because Facebook trapped me early off that, and that would have put me at $1 million. A lot of tough lessons, but to end the year, with realized gain, sitting on 700 and something cash. And some people are, well, how you realize that and sitting on that? Because we still got plays in right now. So, yeah, bro. So that was really like, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If I'm just being 100% honest, this was probably the toughest year ever for me. You know how I look at it as like when artists have, so I think about like artists like Bryson Tiller, right? His rookie album was such a hard album. Mm-hmm. He couldn't shake back from it. Like it was so good, no matter what he dropped now, you'd be like, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it, bro. Nope. The next album is good, but it ain't Trap Soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't Trap Soul. Like, and that album there was, and that's how I felt like last year was. I felt like last year was such a hard year. Like, bro, for me to do $4 million in the market, bro, for me to get this building, with that down payment, in the same year we have $1 million a day, like, I went into this year like, we about to go crazy this year. You know what I'm saying? And I started the year all strong. I remember being in Cancun or somewhere with my girl, and I was like, yep, we in January, February, boy, I'm up at $500,000 already. I'm about to. And I thought about something. I said, we got the big head. We wasn't cautiously optimistic. We had the big head. Immediately, I told myself, we probably gonna do $10 million this year. I did $4 million this year. Trump about to be in office. Well, I'm about to do $10 million. It's crazy. Immediately, I'm already up at $500,000, and it's February. It's Valentine's Day. I'm up at $500,000. He's about to beam me up, Scotty. And bro, like, I had the big head, bro, and I said, I got you, God. And I remember I came to that conclusion probably like around September. I remember saying, God, I get it. It was the big head. It was the big head. I had done developed the big head. I had went to thinking I'm bigger than the game. I had went to thinking I'm unstoppable. I'm trapped. Niggas can't see me. I built this thing from $400,000. This thing was sitting at $4.5 million. Then I took $800 and we got it back to $4. Man, niggas can't see me, man. Like, but I'm not never saying it verbally, but in my mind and in my heart, I'm thinking it. And I was like, I got you, God. I'm never bigger than the system. I'm never bigger than the system. Never bigger than the system. So, man, this was, yeah. So, I'm proud of it, y'all. Not even for the dollar amount, I'll be honest with you. Just so, and I'll be honest with you, like, I was super aggressive trying to get this back. And I was super aggressive trying to get this back. Definitely learned a heavy lesson, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. So, just want to say that. We did end the year strong, but again, this was probably my most difficult year as a trader. Again, some of y'all know I had to get into freaking technical analysis heavy. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that. So it helped me. That was a lot of growth, dog. Helped me develop. And that was another reason why I just took the last 2 weeks off. I was like, bro, you know what? Decompress, my dog. Like, you good. You sick? Lay your ass down. Mm-hmm. Don't press a damn button. So,
But Don, for real, you really got your technical analysis back this year?
Yeah.
You was just like, hey, like you was in the gym heavy with that.
Yeah, I still am. Still learning, bro. And I gotta give a couple of people some credit. I gotta give Sean credit. I gotta give my nigga Rob credit. Cause, you know, exercising with Sean on the charts, you know, talking to him and doing stuff, and then Rob the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna, you know, again, it's me putting in the work by myself, but it's also coming here, you know, sparring with Sean, sparring with Rob. I can't never just be like, you know, it's 100% me. You know what I'm saying? Sean done threw a little tips here and there. Rob done threw some tips in there. Me and Sean done took a couple trades together and was like, oh, okay. I said, okay. You know what I'm saying? So Rob, too, same thing. So, you know what I'm saying? That's it. So, yeah, man, just wanted to, you know, every year, you know, we show the pros and cons and of what we looking like. And it's crazy, we still in some plays right now. We got out the gold play. We're going to show the portfolio. But I want to say something to people moving forward, too. Like, I want to say this to every new trader right here. Watch this. Make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm when it goes against you. Right? Like, make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm if it goes against you. Like, what I will say is, 2 plays taught me a lesson this year. 2 plays taught me a lesson this year. 3 plays. Meta, Netflix, and GEV. I was so heavy in those 2 plays. 3 plays. I think not the Netflix, Spotify play, I lost like 100 and something. Meta play, I lost that was my biggest losses this year on the individual side. Meta was like 160 something when we just lost Spotify. But then the GEV play, I had $500,000. I had $384,000 in that play. And it went crazy after crazy earnings. You know, we posted it, that was maybe 3 weeks ago. Shit went up $500,000. That's what actually got me. GEV actually took me to the moon, you know? That GEV play took me to the moon. That's what got me there. I wasn't there. The GEV play, we cashed out $500,000 on that play. You know? 516 grand. You know what I'm saying? So the GEV plays were really, like, made that joker look like that. You know what I'm talking about? And I wrote something down that I wanted to tell people on that. Yeah, that Meta loss was big. That's Lisa. Yeah, that one took us, Lisa. That one, we because it trapped us so early. Like, we had fought to get back even. We broke even on it. We was up to the good like 8%, and then it just fell $100. We couldn't get out of it. So it was just a bad play for us. But make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm if it goes against you. Right? I want to put that out there. The GEV break-even sellers. So I want to put that in your head for 2026. If you're a trader, I want to put these couple of things I wrote down just from some of my lessons. Right? Make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm if it goes against you. Only add to plays when the market proves you're right. Stay away from unclear conditions and wait patiently for your confirmation. And number 5, this one gonna shock some people when I say this. Respect the SL. Sean raised his hand up like, power to the people. Right? So I'm gonna put that out there again. 1, make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm if it goes against you. Add only when the market proves that you're right. Meaning, so if you got a stock, if you're in a trade and it runs up and then it comes down and like consolidates for a little bit, if it goes like, once you still see it in that stage 2, then you can add to that, right? Number 3, stay away from unclear conditions. Stay away from them, right? Stop chasing candles. Stop trying to just press buttons. Know your key levels. If you inside of those key levels, and I talked about that today when I was on live with the group, and wait patiently for confirmation. And last one, man, respect the MF and SL, man. Respect it, bro. Like, respect it, dog. Respect it. The no nuts, no glory. It don't get me wrong, like, it's gangster. But if the number one rule, and this is me just evolving and just being a leader, no nuts, no glories because I come from the streets. I come from that shit. So it's like, bro, we all in. We all in or we ain't. If I know what the risk is, I'm here. But if the ultimate goal is to use money to make money, then if we respect the SL, then we lose a little bit of money, and we don't have to waste time trying to get that money back. We can already deploy it in a play that's ready to go. You feel me? Like, we spent, just because, we got time on it. I get it. I understand it. Right? I get it. I understand it. Shazam X said 2021 trap, no stop loss. 2024 trap with no stop loss. 2025 trap. But when you come back from 1.5 million, bro, I'm telling you, you learn a lot about yourself. And what I've learned about the market is, y'all, like, especially trading specifically, it's going to teach you a lot about who you are. And it's going to force you to evolve. If you want to stay in the game, you want to play it at a high level, and you want to kill it, like, it's going to force you to evolve. And I remember Warren Buffett said something a long time ago. He said, one of the worst things you can have in this game is a big wallet, because you let a big wallet make up for a lot of mistakes that you're willing to make. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that man, I'm tripping, yeah? And what happens is, you realize that, all right, if we in this game to make money, all right, like, if we say the stop loss is this is the freaking stop loss, all right? Even if it's a mental stop loss, if it's a, if you're not disciplined enough to trigger it, cut it. Cut it small, keep it going, and then you can revisit that if it puts you in a situation. Or say you lose 10, 15%, 20% on this trade. All right, cool, you lose that 20%. All right, that's cool. Well, go take that other 80%, and we can now position that in the play that's already ready to go, or that gives us a better thing, instead of, all right, let me hold this. Now you spending enough time. Now you got to spend months on that shit trying to come back, and you like, bro, I'm stuck here. I could have deployed this money here, right? So that's why I came up with that rule. Like, make your risk small enough where you can stay calm, because what happens is and I'm gonna say this because I don't be over leveraged, but I be having 6 figures in everything. 6 figures here, 6 figures here, 6 figures here, right? And what happens is a GEV win for $500,000 makes up for a $200,000 loss over here, right? But bro, like, what the hell, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying, you know what? If somebody trade and you say to yourself, and again, y'all judge me, I ain't tripping. I'm just showing y'all, like, that 1.5 million taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so, one of the reasons we'll hold on to a loser longer than we have to, because we got more money in it than we should have in there. Right? So one of the reasons why we'll hold on to a loser longer than we should is because we got more money in that than we should have in there. And what I mean by that is, you holding on to the loser not because you think it's going to come back, but you don't want to lose that much money. And so now, you fighting not to lose the money instead of saying, bro, if I got enough in there where I can cut the loss, like, bro, I'm going to cut the loss, and because the market going to give me something else. I believe in the setup. I believe in the way we play in the game. I believe in the situations that we presenting ourselves and what we waiting on. And if I believe in those setups, then I know those setups going to occur if I'm patient enough. But If I got more money in there that I'm scared to lose and I can afford to lose, and if I'm over leveraged, then of course it's gonna be harder for you to cut the loss because you don't wanna lose that much money. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why the first rule on here was make your risk small enough to where you can stay calm if it goes against you. And that just simply means, like, if you got enough to buy 4 contracts, but you know if you put 4 contracts in, that's gonna make your anxiety and pressure high, bro, buy 1 contract. You feel me? If you know you got enough to make 3 or 4 contracts, but you know that 3 or 4 contracts are gonna cost you way more than you willing to lose, and you ask yourself, bro, if I put in 4 contracts, man, if I lose 15% of that, how I'ma feel? If you gotta think too hard about it, you know that 1 contract it is. 2 contracts it is. Right? So I just want, again, bro, like me shaking back from that shit, it took a lot out of me. It was draining, but it taught me a lot about myself. And I was in them charts 2, 3 o'clock in the morning studying them jokers, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in them jokers 2, 3 o'clock in the morning making sure, like, you ain't gonna do this. We ain't doing this ever again. We ain't doing this ever again. So, F it, we using rent money. All right, so that's what I got on that. All right, so let's get into it, man. I apologize. I know I've been on that a little too long, but I want to just say that. All right, so let's show the recession portfolio right quick, and then we'll get into the Freedom Fund. Then do what? We ain't worried about that. We're gonna kill it. We got a lot to get through tonight. All right, let's get to it. All right, so here go the recession portfolio. So I think we in some plays, but watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something about these plays. I only got 1 play that's really against me big. That's the wrong one. Oh, that is the right one. I'm sorry. That is the right. I was about to say, we in that play? Why it's crazy because, like, here's how I knew stuff was changing with me. Like, these plays, they not down a lot, but, like, my negatives are not big compared to, like, you feel me? Like, so the ASML, now these plays are out to February, March, April, but they really not down huge in that. The Eli Lilly play, I think I'm gonna exit that play tomorrow because it ain't been going nowhere. It's been in the same range for a minute. And it's not even been blowing up. So it's been ranging between 4,000 and like 9,000. It's just staying right there. So I might just get out the Eli Lilly play, take that cash at the end of the day and be good. That was the meta play we got in. The GEV play kind of went down today, but like I promise you, they not crazy. Let's go a little further. I think the only play that really got me down is this NVIDIA play. Yep, the NVIDIA play is the only play I'm really down on. The other plays, I'm like, nah, I'm all right on. So, it's been a low volume week. Not really nothing too crazy. That's why I ain't really been panicking. And then I'm under no pressure. Believe it or not, like, I'm just really not under no pressure. None. Like, I'm not under no pressure. So, yep, so the NVIDIA, the Palantir play, Tesla, and then the other Tesla play. So that's what we in right now. Not tripping. Still feel good. It's been a low volume week, so I'm not mad at it. Definitely want to see what January looks like once the big boys get back behind the computers. See what that look like. So let's go. Somebody said, I'm gonna be able to say that about 25K. Trust me, I've been in situations where you looking at the screen and you like, bro, I'm down 100. Of course, I done came back from a lot of them. But it's just like, there's a difference between being down 25K and then being down 100. And then being down 25K and being down like 15%. You know what I'm saying? And then being down like 100 and being down. Like, what going on? When it comes to the Freedom Index, man, so we end the year, that's 4 years in a row, 2022, 2023, 2024, and 2025. We are up 37% on the Freedom Index, CrowdStrike. So tomorrow morning, I will clear this out. Tomorrow morning, I will clear this out. As we do every year, we start the Freedom Index over from scratch. And my goal is to beat the market in 2026. So far, we on a 4-year run. 2022, 2023, 2024, and now 2025, we have beat the market by double digits. Double-digit beats. Double-digit beats. So, yep, so that sounds good. One of the things I'm about to say, I'm going to tell y'all here, I'm going to, don't cut ASML, play roll the expiration date. No, I'm not cutting that back. I'm not cutting the ASML. One of the things that I'm about to add to the Patreon, we're going to add another tier for $99. I was talking to Rob about it today, telling him, too, what I'm about to add. One of the things I realized that people miss is, like, trade audits, right? And so I don't see nobody doing it. So I said, bro, like, I want you to do something with me. So we're going to create a $99 tier starting, I'm going to create it starting next month, where one weekend of every month you'll get a charting class, a live charting class, and then the next weekend, so if you're in the $79 tier, you already get the Q&A every month. That won't change. And the option plays and the Zoom calls in the morning. But then I'm going to create a $99 tier where you get one chart class a month. You'll get into the Q&A class, but then you'll get a trade audit. And so what we'll do is one Saturday every month, we'll send everybody in the $99 tier, we'll send them a form, and you'll write down, fill a form out, you'll be like, yo, this the trade I want to audit, this the trade, this one I got in, this what I saw, this how it worked out. And then we'll get on with you that Saturday as a group, everybody in that $99 tier. What we're going to do is me and Rob are going to say, okay, chop fellas, the trade you got in was AVGO. This was the expiration date. This was the price you said you was getting in at. Here's how the trade went. I bet. Let's audit it. And then everybody who's in that tier, you can actually keep those recordings because you'll be able to, for a certain amount of time, so that you can analyze that trade. You may keep it till the next month until you analyze. So we'll do that. So you get a chart class, and then you'll get a live, we'll spend like 2 to 3 hours on a Saturday to just do that. So they'll have the Q&A with a $79 group. They'll get in that, and then they'll get a trade chart class, and then they'll get a trade audit class. So we gonna, and I just feel like what happens is a lot of times, and I'm gonna say this in a dope way. I think you getting signals and stuff is cool. It's a way to learn. You make money while you're learning, wins and losses. But I think when you get somebody that'll be like, yo, let's audit the damn trade that you're taking. Now it's like, oh, this is what I did wrong. Without having to charge you $30,000, $50,000, $20,000, it's $99. So if I did nothing else, I get to copy these trades and I get to make my own trades and say, hey, this trade ain't go my way. Look at it for me. You know what I'm saying? So, so I just feel like that's an added value for $99. And if you're in the $79 tier, just upgrade. If you want the other tiers, just upgrade. But that's going to be the $99 tier. And I think that between Rob and myself, probably get a Sean to come pop in there here and there. Yeah, so we're going to add that going into that. So yeah, be on the lookout for that if you're in the Patreon. Being everywhere on Patreon. All right. Let's go, man. Let's go a little first. So if you want to come join the Patreon, I think Jose going to drop the link in there. Let's get it. All right, so the best performing stocks in 2025 so far in S&P have been SanDisk, Western Digital. MU just went crazy after earnings and did not stop. My God. Seagate, we did get a part of that Seagate play. Robinhood, I don't think we got none of the Robinhood play. And we did, so we got Seagate and we did get Palantir. So we got MU, Seagate, Palantir. So we did rock out on that. I just don't even remember how Warner Brothers Discovery just ran like that. I never even thought about them. Lamb Research, I'm mad at myself because that's in my thing. It's been in my buying hold for years. SanDisk, I never thought about that one. Western Digital, I've been sleeping on them because I watched that one all year. But Micron, Seagate, Palantir, we was a part of those, so I'm not mad at that. We got that. We love STX. That's a go. The Patriot is ain't nothing $2,000 a month. No, indeed, no. I don't got nothing $2,000 a month. Anyway, let's go a little further. All right, so this is something that I want to talk about. This is the K-shaped recovery. K-shaped recovery. So this is where we at right now in the economy. And I think it's important that people see this and people understand what this is. Yeah, $2K a month. I don't have nothing for $2,000 a month. You tripping. I don't have nothing for nothing that's nobody is paying $2,000 a month. Anyway, the K-shaped recovery. This is important for us to see and what this is. So essentially what this K-shaped recovery is essentially people who own assets and people who are investing, they are what's called the upper arm of the K, right? That is called the upper arm of the K. The bottom arm of the K is the people who are cash heavy. That's what I'm about to say. It definitely said there is an option for $2,000 on that, but there is no way for to pay for that. I just told my people maybe 2 months ago, we was trying to create a tier to put people in and we used the number. Go try to pay for the $2,000. You can't even pay the $2,000. We do not, and it's called, I forgot what it's called. It's called pause. That's what it's called. We're trying to see how we can put people in timeout and move them over. Like when people was up at night going crazy, we just put an astronomical number there to move them over. Like, hey, go sit over here for timeout for a second. And yeah, so that's not actually a tier that's available. Huh? Yeah, it's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be showing. So you can't even, I don't even think you could pay the $2,000. Yeah, you can't pay that. So, yeah. So, but there's a, so if you're on the bottom leg of the K, the bottom leg of the K is for people who got assets. Yeah, I've never charged nobody $2,000 a month. That would be ridiculous, man. But the bottom of the K is the people that don't have assets, and those are people who are actually are holding heavy cash, right? Those are the people who are on the bottom leg of the K. And notice that since the pandemic, this is where we've been at. Notice where I started at in 2020, 2021, and I was doing homework on this, and I was like, damn, okay. And this is only going to keep going in an upward trajectory. And so, as you have a president in office, and I want us to make this understanding clear. Jose, you see that? Yeah. Make sure we take that up, because I don't need nobody saying we talking about no $2,000 a month, bro. As we have a president in that is saying he want to lower rates, as we have a president that's saying, 2026 is going to be an economic boom, as we have a Scott Besson who's saying 2025 was this, the setup, and 2026 is going to be the feast. What I need us to understand and what I want us to realize is they're not talking about us. Right? How about a tip for beginners that would teach you how to chart and use the fib? That's why you would get in the $99 tier. Know that they're not talking about us. Because here's what happens. as the Federal Reserve prints more money, as rates get cut lower, I want you to understand that you lose purchasing power. And as you lose purchasing power, it costs more money to buy stuff. Well, those are going to be the people that consistently struggle to pay bills in this economy. And I want you to notice how quick the pandemic recession was over with. Notice how in April, how quick the market got right back up. So also what we're starting to see is recessions, pullbacks, they not lasting years like they lasted before. And the reason why they're not lasting years like that before is because now we have a treasury and a government that's like, yo, we're going to print the money to get us out of it. And that's going to affect the everyday person. And so what happens when they print money? The first thing that happens when they print money is asset prices skyrocket. Why? Because people use the fake money to buy real assets to increase their net worth over time. And so this is why you see people that's in that 2021, 2022, in the top of that K-arm, you see those people keep going straight up. That's net worth, that's asset prices. Those things consistently go up. And you see people on the other side doing what? Consistently going down. And the more they print money, the more they keep printing money, the more that we get inflation to where it's at, that lower leg of the K will keep going down. And so it becomes mandatory for us in this state to be buying assets. It becomes mandatory for people like us to buy assets because it is the only way that we shift which leg of the K that we on. It's the only way that we shift the leg of the K that we on. Until we learn how to do that, y'all, until we saying stuff to ourselves like, bro, like, I got to pay the bills, but I got to invest first. Like, I'm going to pay the bills, but I got to pay me first. Like, if I don't pay me first, there's no way I can pay the bills first. I want you to think about that. There's no way if I can't pay me first, I'm going to pay the bills first. I want y'all to sit on that for a while. And it's not even me being like speaking from a weird place. It's not me saying, oh, Trap, you can say that. No, what I'm saying is if we going to play the well game, right, we got to be reconditioned in a lot of ways. And I know how I sound. Like, man, Trap, it's easy to say that, bro. I'm going to tell y'all, I got bills too, fam. And these shits is heavy sometimes. But I still managed to put money up for my daughter and her buying hole. I still managed to put money up for myself in my buying hole. Some months I can do more than other months, right? It's not about me flexing saying, oh, I'm a multi-millionaire. Nah, man, that shit don't even much matter, bro, because you could be one of them and be broke tomorrow, right? All it takes is for God to do one or two things, sprinkle his magic on you right quick, and you don't got it no more. So it ain't even much about that shit. I haven't created the tier yet, fam. It's coming. I haven't created it yet. And so that's what I want us to think about moving forward, man. Like, I talked about something being cautiously optimistic. Going into 2026, I'm demanding that everyone who tunes into this show, that you start paying yourself first. I don't care if it's $50, I don't care if it's $25, I don't care if it's $75. We got to transition to the upper leg of that K, y'all. Don't look at it from the dollar amount. Look at it from how do I keep positioning myself to get there. You don't get there overnight. And we got to stop letting the social media shit discourage us to make us feel like, man, I'm behind. I'm not doing this. I challenge you to delete anybody that make you feel behind. I'm keeping it 100% real with you. Stop saying stuff like, I'm just using that for motivation. No, you know that post, every time you see posts like this, it make you feel like you behind. Unfollow them. Every time you see posts like that, it make you feel like you're not getting it. Every time you see posts like that, it make you be a little depressed. It make you second guess yourself. It make you doubt yourself. Guess what, y'all? Unfollow them. If you know that, like, you got to be so real with yourself to where you stop saying, I don't want to unfollow nobody because I look like a hater. Bro, call me a hater. If you are destructive to my brain, if what you got going on make me feel like this, I don't care how you feel about me, unfollow you. I'm unfollow you. I'm doing it for my own sanity. Because that's how this world works. Right? People make you feel, oh, man. I remember I was in prison, Jose. This is one of the craziest things in the world. And I'm just keep it real with you. I remember I was in prison, bro. And you know one of the things that you do in prison, just all around prison, is reverse psychology. Well, you ain't sure about yourself? Like somebody do something, be like, you ain't sure about yourself? Well, yeah, I'm sure about myself. But that don't mean I just won't, like, shit what you on side me and, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I mean, I ain't sure. But no, I am sure about myself, but I won't use the bathroom in peace. You know what I'm saying? What little piece I do have. And so one thing I learned, like in prison, like they will do a lot of stuff and they will always justify with, oh, you ain't sure about yourself. No, I am very sure. I'm 100% sure about myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% sure about myself. You know what I'm saying? And so, somebody say facts. They always use, like, I watched it so many times, like reverse psychology. And so that's what happened. The same thing be happening with Instagram. Like you feel on social media, you feel like, oh, I don't want to feel like a hater. Call me a hater, bro. I'm unfollowing you. If I feel like what you got, you what I got going on, yeah, it does. Because now I look at what you got going on, then look at what you got going on, then look at what you got going on, then look at what you going on. I'm looking at myself like, damn, I don't got nothing going on. Well, that's supposed to be motivation. It ain't motivation. All right, you got to be willing to have a tough conversation with yourself. Have that tough conversation with yourself. You know what's positive peer pressure and you know what's negative peer pressure. Anything that's positive, you know what the positive peer pressure be for me is? Seeing my partners work out. Seeing my dogs be great dads. Seeing my dogs spend time with their girl. That'd be positive peer pressure for me. Seeing my homies pray and go to church and talk about God, I love it. I'm in a place in my life where I'm successful, so seeing you take trips don't motivate me. I can take the same goddamn trip. I'm good. That don't motivate me. Seeing you with a fancy car don't motivate me. Seeing you with a watch, that don't motivate me. So if I see too much of that, man, I'm good on that, bro, because it might make me tilt. I need to be here. So I'm following people that's building businesses, closer to God, being great husbands, great fathers. That's what I want to be around. That's what I want to see.
That's good. I always say inspiration or disconnection.
Yeah, man.
So if it causes envy, discourse, dis-ease,
you gotta get, and you human. The thing is, you human, so those feelings and emotions are always somewhere.
Yep.
Let's go a little further, man. All right. Billions being added to 2025. Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve just injected, which was last night, another $16 billion into the banking system. This is the second largest liquidity injection since COVID. Nah, they're not calling it QE. They doing this through the repo market, which tells us that our banks could be in a little situation. Right? And so this is why I said, yo, we being cautiously optimistic. Right? Because I just don't want us to be rushing into the market and like, oh, whoopsie, they got us. Right? We trying our best this year not to be trapped buyers. It's okay to let some stuff just simmer. Watch this. It's okay if you miss a play. Like, one of the things I'm going to do really good this year in the Patreon and in Trappers Anonymous is talk about market events. I actually want to hire, and I'm just being realistic with you, like me and Bernard working on something. I really want to hire somebody that's just an analyst that can look at, and that's in Atlanta or close to Atlanta or in the area you could be on. Like we just daily updating in the groups, like what's going on, not just in the market, but like what's going on from an economic perspective. And then once you, like, I can break it down after that. Or, hey, I'm the analyst, such and such, have in a group. Hey, stock analyst for the Trap, for Howard Enterprise. Hey, here's some stock market media. Like, I want that in both of my groups because it's important that we understand what's going on in this economy. At least economics 101, bro. So that's kind of one of the things we position. Like, what we want to do with these communities moving forward is just a whole nother level, bro. But yeah, let's go a little further, man. All right, so here we go. The U.S. dollar has lost nearly 10% of its value this year. 10% of the value. 10% of the value. Listen to that. $10 of the value. Now, I want you to think about something. Silver up 160-something%. Gold is up about 60-something%. S&P is up about 17-18%. NASDAQ is probably up 20-something%, but the dollar is down 10% this year, y'all. Okay, let's make that clear. We just talked about the K-shaped economy. Did we not just talk about the K-shaped economy? People who are holding dollars, your dollar has now lost 10% of its value this year, and it has lost 96% since 1923. I want you to understand something. The more money they go print, that's more money that this now what happens is called the debasement trade, where you debase the dollar, where you keep making the dollar go down on purpose. Don't think this is happening for no reason. You make the dollar go down on purpose. So now you got to do things. So like you investing in silver, investing in gold. People run to these things because this becomes a safe haven. So the next thing that happens on the side of that is, as they print money, what then starts to happen is people start saying, you know what? Go look at the video I put out maybe like a couple of days ago about bonds. So as the Fed starts cutting rates and people being like, bro, this dude gonna come in office, he gonna be rocking with Trump the same way. All right, guess what? Now we can't sell those bonds no more. Or now you got to get a bond rate that's high. So now that bond yield got to go up. So now when those bond yields go up, we already know what happens in the market once those 10 years start going up to 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. What does that mean, Trap? Well, that means now the bond is not attractive at 4.1%, 4.2%. Why? Because people don't have faith in the currency no more. So when people stop having faith in that, they start saying, America, y'all can't pay us our money back like we want. So we need you to make that bond a little bit more attractive for me. Well, how attractive you want it? Well, we go to the bond auction. Yep, 4 or 5 ain't good enough. What about 4 or 6? Well, 4 or 6, because now America needs the bond to pay the bills. Because we're a company that's operating in a deficit. Am I making sense? This is why we got to learn about the bond market. And how I always say this, the stock market is just the pretty face that wealth wears, but the bond market is everything that's up under that thing. The bond market is everything up underneath that. The bond market is the wealth without the makeup. Ooh. That's it. The bond market is the wealth without the makeup. So watch this. When the Federal Reserve start talking about cutting rates, they're not talking about long-term rates. They're talking about the short-term rates. That's the only thing that the Federal Reserve controls. The short-term rates, the 1 year, the 2 year, the 3 year, the 6 month. That's what they control. 4 weeks, 52 weeks, that's what they control. 2 years, 3 years, that's what they control. When you talking 10 year, 20 year, 30 year, Federal Reserve don't got nothing to do with that. Guess who got something to do with that? The investors in the world who say, I'm willing to hold this 10-year IOU for 10 years if you give it to me at this rate. And if you can't sell that 10 year, and if you can't sell that 20 year, if you can't sell that 30 year, guess what you got to do? You got to up them rates, them yields on it. And the more you up them yields, that's more pressure. That's more pressure. So every time you notice, watch this, every time, go back and look back to April when Trump had to change his mind. Guess what bond yields was? 4.7. Guess what happened last year, 2024, in November? Guess what bond yields was? 5%. That's too high. So anytime people got to pay that much for them bonds, anytime America got to put that kind of yield on them bonds, that means it's not attractive in the bond market. That means it's not attractive. Also, that means people don't went to the bond auction and said, hey, I want to swap that out. I ain't about to hold that for no 10 years. So once people start losing faith in that, so we always pay attention to the bonds. We always pay attention to that bond. 4.1, it's all right. 4.2, it's all right. 4.3, I ain't mad. 4.5, wait a minute now. 4.6, hold up. 4.7, you're going to see the market red. 4.8, the market starts screaming. 4.9 and 5, 8, blood. $100%. Let's move a little further. So that's why we talking about that K-shaped recovery. Go do some homework on that. My goal is just to like engage your thought process, but I want you to do more homework. So now when you're looking at CNBC and you see Mike Santelli them talking all that, you like, bro, what the hell are they talking about? You know what they talking about. All right, let's go a little further. All right, so silver alert, global supply shock. Here was a shock right here. Elon Musk is concerned that the price of silver has skyrocketed this year. This is not good. Silver is needed in many industrial processes. Silver was up 160%. You know why? Because silver is needed in EVs. Silver is needed in AI data centers, right? But look what China said. Hey, after China announced new import restrictions beginning January 1st, which is Friday, no, which is Thursday, they're sending shockwave through global commodity markets. China is a major force in the silver refining, so any limits on export immediately threatens global supply limits. And exports, this is going to push prices higher. Silver isn't just a precious metal. It is essential for solar panels, EVs, electronics, semiconductors, and medical technology. China's move also signals a growing resource nationalism, similar to what they did early in the year with rare earth minerals. And guess what? China has about a 60% lock on silver processing. There's a new game being played. If the world gonna push pressures, if America and the world gonna push AI, guess what? It can't run on itself. Guess what AI need? It needs energy and it needs precious metals. It needs silver, it needs lithium, it needs a whole bunch of stuff. And guess what? We don't got it. Let's go a little further. All right, so here's, I'm not gonna name all of them, but you can take a screenshot of it. Here's top 50 assets in the world. Oh, man, this is insane what's going on, man. All right, gold, and I think this got moved up too, because I think maybe with the fall today it fell down, but I think now silver's probably like number 4 right now. I think silver overtook Microsoft and Alphabet. I think today it overtook, I think it was up, it had overtook Apple, but then it fell off, so it might be above that. So I'm interested to see what Bitcoin gonna do this year, man. I'm interested to see, because like they've been in this situation for a while. Shout out to my dog Chris, man, because Chris ain't playing no games. Chris sold his house for 3 M's and then put the whole 2.8 in Bitcoin. I said, Chris playing a hell of a game. Oh, I love it. That's how
he said all in.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Me and Chris been talking for like maybe 2-3 years. I don't want to exaggerate. But Chris been all in on it. Like he been kind of told me like, bro, like I hate dollars. I was like, what? He was like, bro, I hate dollars. He was like, cause it's a lie. And you know what I respect? When somebody believe in something, they just stand on it.
And they stand on it, yeah.
Like, bro, like I just stand on it. And
no waver.
And that's why I'll never say nothing crazy about it, because I feel like this, dog, like people are so short-sighted, right? I remember when Odell Beckham and I wish the world didn't. I wish the world went back on people that did this. I remember Odell Beckham and the dude from the other dude with football, they got their whole checks in Bitcoin. Right, and I remember Bitcoin was at the low. They was like, hey, yeah, well, this is now worth this now. It wasn't really worth too much, right? Wasn't worth that much. And then last year, none of those news reporters or those ESPN analysts, none of them had nothing to say when shit was at 100 and something thousand. Nobody had nothing to say. Everybody forgot that they said what they said then. You know what I'm saying? They forgot what they said then. They was like, oh yeah, he's crazy for putting $6 million in Bitcoin. At the $6 million by the end of last year, it was probably worth 40. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Chris, man. Like, I love it, and I'm not gonna lie, shit. Seeing him win, I want that shit to go to 200,000. Shit, he'd be first person I probably know single-handed that's worth 50, 60 million. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it. It don't kill me. And at the same time, you know, that's a bold move, but, you know, here's the thing that I think about all the time. Everybody love the quotes until it's time for them to do it. It says that generational wealth start with one risk taker. Well, he took a risk. He sold the house and put everything inside of that Bitcoin. Now, I'm pretty sure people are like, oh, man, you stupid. I wouldn't have did that. Until we look back to 2029, this shit trading for 300,000.
You overzealous until it works, and then you're a genius.
Yeah, that's how I go, bro. You know, that's why people, you know, and I say this a million times, you know, I lose $100,000, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. You sure $500,000 win in a play, you're lucky. You lose $1 million, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Why y'all following? He a clown. You make $1 million in a play, all right, he lucky. It's just the way the world goes. Right? It's just the way the world goes. You get $860,000 out the market in 6 weeks and get a down payment on a building? Or you just did that because you had money? Nigga, I still had to put the money up to make it happen. It's just the way the world goes, bro. And you can't let people, I think one of the things that I have been blessed with is I always tell myself this. None of them people wasn't telling me shit when I was homeless. And none of them people wouldn't tell me shit I was in prison. The only reason they telling me something right now is because I got a little notoriety and they can see me every day. But if I could put the same spotlight on you that you got on me, the story will reverse. If I can look at you in everything you do the same way that you have the ability to look at me, the story will reverse. Because you wouldn't show me all the flaw shit that you're doing. You wouldn't show me how you badly doing this and badly doing that, but you got enough energy. Like one dude came on here to Dome, I was on a lot of it, the dude say, hey man, how you gonna tell people about money? You owe EYL money. I say, bro, I haven't loaned money from nobody since when I was 16, bro. I ain't even get from my connect on consignment. Nigga, Biggie said consignment is for live men. And I ain't never borrowed nothing. So I borrowed this money from the bank. This is the first time I ever borrowed some money to get to the building. Well, that's what they say. I say, bro, check this out. And I remember I said something. This is not to bring those guys up. Nothing against those guys. We on something different now. I say, bro, I just want to ask you a question. I say, these are two things happening right here. I say, I want you to hear this out. I said, first of all, I can't hide this big-ass white building I bought.
Right.
I can't hide it. Well, not bought, but I'm buying. I don't want to act like that, right? I said, so if somebody loaned me $200,000-$300,000 and I just bought a building, would you not be in front of that building every day until bro gave you your money? Or until we had to have a situation? I say, it's either one or two things. Either one, I jacked you and you ain't getting the money back, or two, I don't owe you no money. Because there's no way you can let me be the Wall Street trapper saying, I just purchased this money, I made this money in the market. I post some wins and losses all the time, right? So there's no way you can be able to let me win that money in the market, buy a building, have $1 million play, just have a $500,000 play, and you know exactly where my building at and you'll never pull up? Something ain't right about that. Now, I'm not talking about those guys. I'm saying to the guy on the internet, bro, like, and I said, second of all, so I try to get him to come on a live. He said, I can't come on a live, I got warrants. I said, okay, let's think about this, bro. You got warrants. Why are you worrying about me? Shouldn't you be worrying about them warrants, dog? Man, you right, dog. I'm just saying. You worrying about people who supposedly owe each other hundreds of thousands of dollars. But you got warrants. Show me where your priority's at. Show me where your priority's at, dog. I say, bro, because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Like, if somebody owed me $200,000-$300,000, what you were saying, and I know exactly where that building at, bro, it's going to be so much pressure. I'm talking about even if I ain't doing nothing violent, I'm just showing up every day. Hey, where my money at, dog? Where my money at, dog? Where my money at, dog?
I seen you on the gram.
Hey, where my money at, dog? Hey, where my money at, partner? Every time you go live, where my money at, dog?
Right, in the chat.
Every time you make a post, where my money at, dog? I'm coming in front of your building, where my money at, dog? You on the shitter, my nigga. Hey, where my money at, dog? With the Sherman in my hand, where my money at, my dog? What's up? What's up? Your little one go to school? Hey, where my money at, dog? Your wife go to church? Hey, before you put that in the collection plate, let me get my money.
Give me mine.
Let me get my 10% of the 10% that you giving the Lord. You heard me? Bro, you're not gonna never get it. Where my money at, cuz?
Bro, I hate when somebody owe you money and you see them go out to eat. I'm like, yo, I paid for that steak. That's my steak right there.
You feel me? That's my steak, bro.
That's mine,
If you tipping the waiter, man, let me get mine from the tip too, cuz. You feel me? So I'm like, bro, like, you tripping. Like, nah, of course, it came out that, bro, like, Trap don't owe me no money. Like, but I'm like, bro, like, that's how people just... Anyway, let's go a little further. Here's what Bitcoin, man. Here's what Bitcoin costs every year for the last Christmas, for the last... Oh, this is crazy. 2010, 25 cents. 2011, $4. 2012, $13. 2013, $682. 2014, $315. 2015, 2017. Now I gotta say this, I'm not gonna lie. I know one more person who was all in on Bitcoin like this. 2018, maybe 2019, 2020, me and Hooded States was cool, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Ang Pac, he told me, bro, I'm putting all my trucking money in Bitcoin. I said, what? Because at the time, I was really, I had like locked in and started learning, and he was like, hey, Bitcoin. And I'm looking at it now, and I remember, and I just not putting his business out there, I remember 2019, he had 7 figures in Bitcoin, dog. He was like, Trap, that's it. And I remember us getting a mansion. Maybe it was 2020, because it's during the pandemic. So maybe it's 2020, 2021. I won't say no later than 2021. I remember him having 7 figures in Bitcoin in 2020, 2021, bro. And I remember that joker hit, I remember that sucker in 2020, last year when that thing hit like 100, I was like, ooh, I know bro went crazy. Now in 2014, I remember some of my homies having Bitcoin, but they was doing something else with it. They was on a black market.
Did you see the Ryan Leslie interview? And then he ain't got it.
He don't got it.
The way he ended the J, he was like, oh, he caking up. He was like, yeah, this is how I lost it.
How you lost it?
I sold it. He got out. And he was like, oh, they ain't say that in the end of the interview. Yeah, that joke was crazy.
So I always tell people this, though. This is crazy that you say that, Jose. I always say this. People always say, like, if you had owned Apple since XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody owned it that long.
Nobody.
Except for the person who owned the damn business. So they
did if your stomach touching your back against the wall.
Listen to me though. They did a research on Amazon. The only people who have owned Amazon stock since the IPO is Jeff Bezos and his parents. Everybody else done sold, got back in, sold, got back in. So I always be like, people like, if you would have owned this, shut up, because I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. The only person that has owned NVIDIA stock since IPO is the CEO itself. Everybody else you sold. I'm out of here. I'm good. If you would have owned this, shut up. I wouldn't have. Don't bring me down there. I'm not. And people using the dude from Apple. Imagine him selling Apple at $800. Bro, you talking about in 1993, bro. You wouldn't have held it that long. You're not holding through 6 recessions. You know what I'm saying? I never go to it.
I'm just looking at it. Benson, put that back up. Just looking at it, like in 17, right? It's at 14.
Right.
Then when that joint went to 3, it went to 3, you're like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If it went from, like, think about that. And that's in 1 year.
Hey.
So in 2017, it's $14,000. Now, mind, you feeling good. You bought it at $800. It went to 14. You like, yup, I'm straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes to 3.
3. And what if you bought in at 14?
Yo, don't let me out.
No, don't let me out.
And what if you bought at 14? You...
Bruh, man, F this Bitcoin stuff. What is this? What is this y'all got? What y'all talking about? This Bitcoin.
No, that's facts, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody, you got to, it's everybody, I'm glad you said that, because, like, in your mind, like, we are just now developing, right? So we just now developing, it fall down, bad. But you know what we really I'm going to tell you something. Watch this. How many of us really got tested in April? Right? How many people got tested in April where you was like, hey, man, I don't know what this dude about to do, dog. And you just start cutting. This one you're really going to be tested. You're going to be tested when the market, and that was just for what, 8 weeks? That was 4 weeks, 6 weeks, what, February, March, 5 weeks? Imagine that for a year.
Yep. A year.
When we started trapping twos in 2022, bro, the market was red.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing I'm going to tell you why we beat the market. Some people might be rocking with me for a minute. We wasn't buying nothing but healthcare and oil stocks. That's all I was buying. I was buying healthcare stocks and Tesla to trade. We was trading Tesla because it was the only thing winning. Tesla, Ulta Beauty, Eli Lilly, and oil is what we was buying and trading in 2022 when the market was red. That's all. That's all. Everything else was, bro, Facebook was $98. And listen, that was a whole year. The market finished the year negative 18%. Yep, Pfizer, that's it. That's it. OIH, ooh, tomorrow. That's what we was buying. We was buying healthcare and oil. That's all I was trading. That's all I was investing in. Healthcare, oil. We was rinsing and repeating. OIH, Ulta Beauty, Pfizer, Chevron. That's it. Same things. Everything else was done. The whole year. Tech was down 22%, S&P down 18%. Bro, imagine that. Imagine that. You talking about 1 month, bro. You talking about a whole year. Let's go a little further. Now, look at this one, Jose. This one here really good. Look at this one. Look at this one. 2021, from 50,000 to 60.
Bruh. That was the second one I was going to go to. How you going to stand there talking about to the moon and that joint in the basement? Come on. You ain't coming outside.
Hey.
You ain't posting on IG.
And you bought at 47.
Whew.
You bought at 47.
You ain't posting on TikTok.
Man, stop. So when did the Chipotle era start? So I got Chipotle in 2019, pandemic. Chipotle was at 900, that thing went to 425. Yep. Think about that. You bought the Bitcoin at 47,000, Sean. It runs up to 50,000 in 2021. You like, yep, to the moon we go. By next Christmas, same time, 1 year later, 16,000. You ran out of dip. You ran out of chip. Matter of fact, you don't even want them dip. You don't even want that dip no more. I don't want that dip. I don't want that dip.
Bro, you hate Bitcoin. Bruh, can you imagine?
Right? But what I'm just saying is like, that crap be so easy to say in hindsight what you would have did. You wouldn't have did nothing because you don't know what happened. And somebody said, I ain't like Trap, I ain't gonna lie, I sold everything in 2022. I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying when that pressure on you, bro. Because in your mind, you thinking survive. It's easy to buy the dip until you 6 months into buying a dip. Now you 90 days in on buying a dip. Do you do the dip the same? Or is you talking about gas money? Now you 2 quarters in on buying a dip. You hesitant to put you talking about Trump save me. Now you want Trump to tweet. Man, Trump gonna tweet. You feel me? Man, let's go a little further, man. Unless you bold enough to say, hey, and that's how I am. I'm bold to be like, hey, bro, hey, rock out. Do what you gonna do. I know one thing. I'm coming up on the other side. Y'all gonna hate me on the other side of this. I would talk greasy on the other side of this. No, I ain't. God, you showed me one time. 1.5. I'm not talking greasy. I'm straight. I'm humble. Let's go a little further.
Yo, Trap.
What's good,
happy
family?
Holidays to you and the family. Also, happy holidays to the team. Appreciate you all for everything that y'all do for us. After reading The Creature from Jekyll Island, I have a better understanding of the Federal Reserve System. So my question to you is, do you think, in your opinion, our national debt will ever be paid or serviced? Is there a point to it, or do we just let it ride and just whatever happens, happens? Again, appreciate you. Thank you for all you do for us. Happy holidays. Be safe. Peace.
So let me say something. I think that's such a great question. I remember, my bad. I remember thinking to myself the other day about something. And I said to myself, you know what's crazy? I like when I get sick. And I don't want to say it like that because I don't want to be sick, but it's kind of one of the only times I get to sit down and just be like, I'm not under no pressure, But I thought to myself about something. And think about this, Jose. Everything that the government punish us for, they do. Everything that they punish us for, everything that we get looked down on, they do. Watch me here. The war on drugs was against black and brown people in America. Who sell more dope than the pharmaceutical companies in America? Our biggest bank, JP Morgan Chase, got caught with kilos of coke in 2023, and nobody even talks about it no more. The ship with the containers, 40 tons of cocaine was on the JP Morgan ship. This ain't my opinion. This ain't a theory. This was all over the news for a couple hours. Disappeared. We ain't even heard about that no more. Nobody got an answer for that. All right, let's go a little further. Let's talk about something right quick. The financial crisis that happened in 2008 was done because the banking system was giving people houses that they know they could not afford because they understood that they can just keep doing the credit swaps. You get it, rewrite it under something else. You get it, that's fraud. That's called fraud. So all the Instagram people that be saying people be fraud, that was fraud. Nobody went to jail behind that. Nobody went to jail behind that. Not one person. Not one person. While millions of Americans lost their house, lost this, lost that, people still shaking their back, nobody went to jail behind that. That's fraud. That's class A fraud. All right? We know what that is. All right, so watch this. All right, so the American economy right now spends 120 times more than it makes. The American bank account right now, if America had a bank account, which it does, it's called what we look at, it says that we are in the red $38 trillion, right? 38 trillion, meaning you got insufficient funds. Am I right or am I wrong? All right, so if we have a debt of $38 trillion, that means, somebody said that's not fraud. How that's not fraud? How that's not fraud when I sign a bond that's not a double A class bond and I sign it as it's a junk bond. When you sign a bond, you put a signature on the bond, you say that this is a triple A bond. Only a triple A, a double A certified bond can take that type of what's called a mortgage-backed security. It has to be rated at a certain thing, a certain grade to be able to make that loan. So what people did was, instead of saying, nope, this is not an A-rated loan, this is a C-rated loan, they signed it as an A-rated loan so the loan could be passed on to the next person. That is fraud.
Mm-hmm.
That is fraud. Because a C-level loan wouldn't have been, a C-level back mortgage security wouldn't have been able to be passed on. It would have got stopped right there. So somebody had to sign it and say, yep, this is AA, BA. I had to sign it as a grade that would pass so I can pass it on to somebody else. And so nobody wanted to get stuck with it, so everybody kept saying, hey, pass it on. It's A grade, pass it on. It's AA, pass it on. That's fraud. That's fraud. How is that not fraud?
Take a bad check in there, you see what's gonna happen. It's the same thing.
I just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody kept playing hot potato with it because if a Sean get it, he said, hey, this is a C. Now guess what? Backlog. So the whole system fell because nobody said, hey, this is a C-level junk bond. This can't go. This is a junk bond. We can't do this. This can't pass. That's the fraud. All right, so let's go a little further. So if we have $38 trillion in debt, that means you got insufficient funds. So if you got insufficient funds, how can you borrow anything? Because here's what I know. The minute that my bank has a red negative sign on it that said insufficient, everything stops working. Excuse me, Mr. Howard, we just want you to know, I'm pretty sure there's some type of mistake, but you need to call your banker. Mr. Howard, we understand that. It's definitely not your fault probably, but you probably need to call your banker. Why? What's wrong? Let's say insufficient funds. It happens all the time. We just know it's just probably because you're out of state, but you probably need to call your bank. So, watch this. When Americans need help from the government, it's called welfare. When banks need help from the government, it's called a bailout. Interesting. Huh? When the American people needed help, it's called, you need assistance, you need welfare, fill out these papers. When banks need bailout, it's called, hey, we keeping the economy up. So will we ever pay the debt? Nope. America gonna collapse before we pay that debt. America gonna collapse before we pay that. And mind you, in January, we're going to be back up for that deficit again. Because remember, the Democrats signed with the Republicans just so the Republicans can say, hey, we'll go and look at it again in January. Remember we said that. All right, let's go a little further. All right, banks made $12 billion. This one here, this right in. God, boy, Benton, boy, you're smoking. Boy, you're on fire right now, Benton. Watch this. Banks made $12 billion in overdraft fees last year. Banks collected about $12 billion in overdraft fees in a single year. Revenue drawn largely from people already under financial strain. When an account slips below zero, a single transaction can trigger a $35 fee, and multiple charges can pile up fast, turning a small shortfall into hundreds owed. Major banks like J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citi have long relied on these fees as steady, predictable income, often earned at the exact moment customers can afford it the least. Bro, $12 billion.
It's expensive to be broke.
Super expensive. Here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part, bro. Look at what they said. It says that a small shortfall of $100, like they've long relied on these fees as steady, predictable income.
So not loans.
No, not loans.
The fees was
It's a
predictable.
fee, bro. $12 billion from overdraft fees. From people who are already underbanked and underserved. Bro, this is predatory.
And the top they eating.
Come on,
That
man.
12 beating,
So watch this. They know for a fact, look, hey, we're going to probably bring about another $12 billion next year off overdraft fees.
And they talking about it on their yacht.
And that ain't talking about, watch this. Then you got the ATM fees that some of the... Come on,
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie. When I used to, it was probably about 10 years ago, I used to hit them overdraft
Man,
drinks.
we all been there, boy.
Hey, that drink make you angry.
What?
You like, bro, I ain't even got it. And y'all gonna hit me with...
Another 35. Let me tell you what's real.
under?
Let me hit you with something that's crazy. Watch this. Me and my partner was coming to the 8. And so this was maybe 20, I forgot when this was, 2010, 2011. Couldn't get no money out the ATM machine. But they let me swipe the card.
Man, listen.
I say, wait a minute. You not gonna let me withdraw because I don't got it. Hey, I say, bro, this is a dirty game. I told my partner, I say, bro, that's a dirty. He said, what happened? I say, listen, they not gonna let me get the money out because I don't got it, but they'll let me swipe the card to make the fee.
And take you under, and to put the fee on top of.
Yeah, so I can use the card that don't got no money on it. Literally, I
Might
can't
got a
get
dollar.
cash
Might
out.
got a dollar. Might got a dollar.
You can swipe the card, but you got a limit on the overdraft. The overdraft might be $100, $200. So I can swipe, because you know why? The money ain't real.
Boy doing his own payday loan.
Think about it, bro. 75% of the money in circulation right now is digital, bro.
So they putting real rules on fake money. Wow.
So you can swipe the card with no money, only to get the money and charge you a $35. Now watch this. Then they give you a limit on that. What you want your limit to be? You want 1,000? You want 500? We got you. And then that stacks up, because now if you don't pay the overdraft fee like the next, it's like let's compound the overdraft fees. Come on.
Then they lock your bank account to my, hey, you still owe, hit your credit. Hey, it's expensive being broke.
Come on, man. Let's go a little further, man. All right, man. John H. Johnson, man. John Howard Johnson was the American business executive and the founder of Johnson Publishing Company, one of the most influential black-owned media empires in the 20th century. He launched Ebony in 1945 and Jet in 1951. Eventually reaching a combined audience of 9 million subscribers. Born in poverty in Arkansas, he moved to Chicago during the Great Migration and excelled academically, earning a scholarship at the University of Chicago. Johnson worked at a black-owned insurance company while attending school. Gaining earlier business experience, recognized that the near authentic black representation in the media, he founded his publishing company in the 1940s and led it to more than 6 decades. Come on, man. We all know about a good jet. We know about a good jet beauty. Let's go, man.
To always be as good as you can be. To take every job you have or every thing you plan to do, to give it all you have, and to not be unwilling to tackle difficult tasks, and to, as I said once before, to dream small dreams, because small dreams can be accomplished. And each time you accomplish a small dream, it gives you the incentive to go on to a bigger and bigger and bigger dream. Like people ask me, did you ever have any dreams such as you have? I never dreamed of a building like this. I never dreamed of a company like the Johnson Publishing Company. I dreamed of one little thing at a time. I dreamed of Negro Digest selling a few more copies. I dreamed of going from $25 a week to $100 a week. And so I think you have to dream small dreams.
You know what I be like when I listen to like our ancestors and people that came before us? It's like they show us what optimism is. Like they ain't make all the excuses. I say page 43 was real. Let's go a little further, man.
Hi, Trap. My name is Dana. I'm new to the Patreon platform. I have 2 questions. One, I just joined on the 19th, so I was really excited to jump into something for quad winching and follow along. But I didn't see any post on it or anyone making any noise about it. So I guess my question is, was it dead for quad winching? And secondly, what advice would you have for someone that has just joined the platform, the Patreon platform?
What's good, Queen? Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you being in the game. Yeah, so this quad winching was real quiet. It was right in Christmas time. Nothing really crazy happened. It wasn't nothing, you know, and quad winching is always like that. I think we talked about it. It had $7 trillion that expired that day, so we had a little ruffle, but it wasn't nothing real too crazy. And then this is actually the byproduct of it this week. So it usually takes about 7 days after quad winching. It's usually like 7 days after. So it ran right into this Christmas rally, which it always happens this Christmas time of the year. So it really wasn't really nothing too crazy. Usually you'll see something offset. We'll see things pivot. We'll see things shift. You'll see a little turbulence. I think Friday we had like maybe a low volume day, because that was Friday right before or right after Christmas, whatever that was. So yeah, it wasn't really nothing crazy happening. So that's why it wasn't really nothing. Again, welcome to the community. You on this call, so that means you in the chat. So I think right now, and we about to start. I'm about to doing some things a little different in the group, getting some more structure in the group, a little bit more than what we had. So I think right now, I'll probably post in the group a couple of times. I've been posting charts in the group. So that's gonna be real good for you. Being in the chat, but I think just being in the chat, observing, not so much as trying to be active because you're new to it. Just watching, there's some really dope conversations that go on. I am a swing trader. I kind of focus on swing trades and leap trades, so I'm usually real active in there. Just these last couple weeks, last week and this week, I kind of just been chill, just resetting going into the new year. But we usually gonna have a post. I try to give you a post every day about what's going on in the market. We'll have a lottery pick twice a week. If you want to hear, we didn't have it this month, but next month we'll have 2 calls. I'll give you 2 calls because I didn't do one this month, so you had the 2 Q&A calls. So just feel it's gonna be dope having you in the group, just watching how we vibe, how we get down. Really trying to make some great plays going into January. That's gonna be the good, making sure we can execute at a high level. I've been screening, I've been charting. One of the things I'm gonna add to the group going into this month is I gotta figure out what to call it. Like traps, watch list, or traps, something like that. Like plays that we watching for setups that we want end to end. So I come up with a name for that. So yeah. That's kind of going on. The group is real simple. There's not a lot into it. We working on a site. Let me say this to y'all. Within the next 6 to 8 months, we may be in process of maybe 6 months transferring to our own host. Because I think there's a lot of things that could be better with Patreon. So we may be we working on it right now, of just having our own thing where everything is just in one hub. So like if you're in Trappers Anonymous, everything is in one thing, and then certain things are locked. If you're in a Patreon, it's not gonna be the Patreon, it's gonna be on our own site. So we working on that. But yeah, Queen, we glad you're here. Communication. Don't be afraid to ask no questions in the group. That's what I would say. There's a lot of great, I will say this about the Patreon too, there's a lot of great mindsets in there. Shout out to my guy Odell. One of the things he always said, he been in there for a minute. Hey, it's a patient man's game. Rams, you got Ab, you got some people that's funny that do some G shit, but you really got some great minds in there that really focus on Nate, Uncle T. You got some people that really focus on like really just, like keeping the pressure down and helping people just strategically make moves. So, yeah. We excited to have you now. Let's go. All right, so Google is acquiring, this is interesting. So Google just have a great investment track record, dog. Like they make great investments. Google is acquiring clean energy and data center specialist Intersect Power about $4.75 billion in cash, plus assuming it's debt. Now that what I don't like. In a deal announced today, the move is aimed at securing large-scale reliable energy, especially renewable power like solar and battery storage, to support the rapidly growing electricity needs of Google's AI-forced data centers. And to bypass delays and the bottlenecks, it's connecting to strained public power grids. Intersect will continue to operate under its own brand while partnering with Google to accelerate co-located energy and data center projects. I will say this. That energy gonna be a thing. So I'm gonna tell y'all something too. CEG, GEV, they gonna be on my list going into 2026 for sure. For sure. Going into my list into 2026. Because as that AI demand get big and bigger and bigger, like you gonna start seeing like this energy it's gonna have to show up. Like this, that's gonna be the constraint on the AI world. You can build all the data centers you want. If you ain't got no energy, they worthless. They worthless. If they don't have no energy, they worthless, man. So definitely look into that. Let's go a little further, man. Google Alphabet announced it will acquire, that was the same one just now. I just had double down. Yep, there we go. And this is the one that really got me. Right, so Google still continue to dominate the global search market, right? Account for nearly 90% of all search worldwide, despite competition concerns, regulatory debates, and risk of AI-driven tools. Microsoft Bing remains a distant second with just over 4%, boasted by AI features, and Windows integrate, but still fall behind Google and other platforms. Yahoo continues thoroughly through legacy usage and partnerships and privacy-focused DuckDuckGo remains a minor player. Together, these alternatives make up a small fraction of global search. And this is the thing that I keep telling people, and I kept saying, like, bro, like, if you think for 1 second that AI is going to replace Google, you lost your damn mind. You lost your damn mind. You think they got all that cash? They are the recipient of people, like, counting them out. They are the recipient of, oh, you don't want to buy into evolution? That's what Yahoo did. They didn't want to get into evolution. They didn't want to evolve. They didn't want to evolve. All right, bet. Google took over. You think Google gonna look at a chat GPT and say, we're gonna disregard them? No, we got enough money to be better.
Yep.
Without taking on the debt load, without taking on this, we got enough money to be better. And what happened? Gemini, knock it out the park. The nano banana, knock it out the park. So while OpenAI is still trying to be, you know, they got years, and I'm not saying it's probably, bro, you got 100 and something, I think they got 100 and something billion dollars in commitments that they gotta honor. Bro, like Sam Altman, I'm not mad, bro. You got a big uphill battle. Cause you gotta figure out how you gonna turn that into all that money. I'm not never down you out. I'm not down you out. Never gonna do that. But that's a big uphill battle. You owe Microsoft, you got Disney, you got Nvidia, bro, you owe a lot, Oracle, bruh. That's an uphill battle to fight against somebody like Google who is like, hey, we got bread. I love you too, family. So I'm a big component in Google, man. Like, I just think it's hard to knock. I think, you know what be happening, bro? Like, we don't be we be so caught up on what's the next best thing. Not realizing that the best thing in town still got a lot of room. Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Companies like Google, bro, they got the game on lock. They not letting that spot up. Bro, watch this. I don't care. And hear me when I say this. I don't care what TikTok does. Nobody not gonna have more users than Meta, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. It's just not. It's just not. Good platform, it's gonna run, it's gonna sound. Guess what? Nobody not, because he gonna keep evolving. He not gonna let, you talking about people that took over industries and they did it young. They're not gonna just give that up. They're gonna fight for that tooth and nail. Let's go a little further, man.
Happy holidays, Trap family. What's going on? Trap, yo, I appreciate everything you doing for us, man. You don't know how much of a difference you've made in my life personally. Just opening my eyes to the whole, you know what I mean, stock game, options game. My question for you is, are you using the charts now to pick your strike prices? Are you using support and resistance off the charts? Or are you still using the method from the options masterclass with Guru Focus and barchart.com and all that good stuff? Because, like, I don't know, just I'm real hesitant with how I'm doing things. Like, I'm getting pretty decent at reading the charts and I'm looking at, once there's a pullback, once I re-enter at the point of the lowest point of the pullback, I'm picking the strike price that's closer to what the last resistance was. So is that how you are picking your strike price, or are you still doing it the old way? Appreciate y'all. All right, happy holidays, everybody.
What's good, OG? Definitely appreciate you for tapping in. There's a few ways you can pick your stock price. For me, if I'm doing leaps, which is anything 10 months or more, I'm using that formula from that. But when we're doing it based off shorter terms, it's based off like a few things. So where has it come from, right? Like if I can ask myself, where has this come from? Where's my next resistance point at? Right, and if I can understand where my next resistance point at it, a lot of times I'm gonna add my strike up and there on where I'm gonna go. That's what a strike price basically is what target are you guessing or are you estimating that this can go to based on the technical analysis? So for me, a lot of times it's gonna always be, where is that next resistance point at? I don't wanna try to think beyond that next resistance point because it's resistance for a reason. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'll kind of use that as, for me, or that's going to be the clearest way. That's kind of the easiest way to use it when you're thinking to yourself, where is my next resistance point at? Backside of that is also volume. So how much volume is in the market when you make this play to get it there? Now, you can get a little more complicated because you can go with an expert. I know a couple of experts that I study, and they only trade stocks that's about to hit all-time highs. And so they strike, but the difference in them is they don't trade options, they trade individual stocks. So you don't need a strike price, right? So you have to be asking yourself that if it's not resistance, it's what's the next key level that you facing, right? Or where is the next, structure break? So it's a few things that you can be using inside of that. You can be using your Fibonacci, you know what I'm saying? So it's a few different things, like where's the next supply zone at? So there's a few things that you can be using to get your strike price, but I don't want you to be confused. If I'm you, I would just stick to, my first thing would be, where is the next resistance at? And I will put my strike price somewhere a little bit below that because I don't want it to be in that resistance. So yeah, that's a good way to use for sure. You can use that. Let's go a little further. I like that question. That was a good one. Yep, Davion, you can use your swing high, depending on how far you are from it. Again, there's so many different ways. I like to say that too. There's so many different ways you can skin a cat. If you ask somebody that's trading the ORB, they're going to say something else. You ask Sean, he's a strat trader. He might have a different way of getting that. I like to deal with market structure, supply and demand. I'm going to have a different way of getting that. So it mostly depends on what you're using. Somebody say, I use open interest. Like, it just depends on what you're using to get to make the play. For me, I'm going to use a few things. So I'm going to use my fib. That's going to be important for me. I'm going to use am I coming off, how close am I to liquidity? Where am I at to supply and demand, support, resistance? So all of those things come into perspective. Let's go. Trump accounts. Damn, Trump accounts could be worth more than $1 million by the time a child turns 28. Let's go into that.
Starting on July 4th, our nation's 250th anniversary, parents, family members, employers, and friends will be able to contribute up to $5,000 to each Trump account each year. By contributing the maximum amount each year, the Council of Economic Advisors estimates that a child's Trump account would be worth more than $1 million by the time they turn 28. Every American will capture a portion of the productivity gains brought about by AI, robotics, and other world-changing technologies. 38% of American adults do not own stocks. But with Trump accounts, over time, we can get that number to zero.
I'm just interested in what they trying to cook up over there, dog. I'm just interested in what they trying to cook up over there, dog. I just feel like they cooking something. You know what I'm saying?
You can smell it. It smell like something. I don't know what it is. But
I just feel like they cooking something, bro. I don't want no parts of that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Benson said more liquidity.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But something about that just don't be sitting right with me. And I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that. Bro, you can't hate if it's good. I ain't hating. I don't get it. I stay on I just don't get it. Yeah, I ain't even say nothing bad about it. I just said something don't say right about it, so I was just, yeah.
Trump account. I ain't ever heard of that joint. A Trump account, bro? Yo, you put some money in your Trump account?
Man, what's your Trump account look like, cuz?
What's your Trump? Pull up your Trump app. Pull up your Trump app. Let me see what you got in that account. Yeah. That's crazy.
Let's go a little further, man. If you borrow money for a car, you can now deduct the interest from your income tax. Come on, huh? Come on, talk. You got to be American made. Let's go into that. Let's get into that.
Allowing people to deduct. So if you go out and buy a car, and this is for middle income, but for lower income, no matter what, they never really had deductions. You know, rich people like deductions, but middle income people were never really afforded deductions, which is very unfair. You borrow money to buy a car, you're allowed to deduct the interest from your income tax. And I think that's going to be one of the most, in terms of your industry, I think it's going to be the biggest thing that we're talking about, maybe even bigger than cafe standards. People are going to be able to borrow money, deduct it, so it's going to cost them essentially half. And it'll help, yes sir. I think it's going to be a tremendous factor. They've never had a chance to do that before. And that's all done. That's all in the great big beautiful bill.
Also, you know them tax cuts for the big, beautiful bill about to start hitting in 2026, too. You better watch how that's going to affect. A lot of stuff coming up into 2026, bro. Also, there's a stat that I read the other day that I was reading that says that, did we get that stat that came in about the second-year president? Did that come in? No. So there's a stat I read. I had it. I thought I sent it, and it says that, let me see something. I got it. One thing I be doing. From 1980 to the present, year 2 of a presidential cycle has an average return of 3.3% in the S&P 500. Right? Now watch this. Watch this. Because I like data. The biggest pullbacks in the market have come from a midterm year. But also, the biggest years in the market have come after the midterm year pullback. So my thing in saying that is, that's why I'm saying, like, this year, I'm real interested in what I see happen this year in the market. Because this is a midterm year, and this year is typically not the greatest of years in the market. The second year of presidency, be in that midterm range. So I'm interested in seeing, like, what this market does and what the opportunity is going to be at in this market. Let's go a little further, man. All right, and we'll end on this, man. The IRS just announced the new federal income tax brackets. This is the one, 37% for individuals, single taxpayers with income greater than $640,000, $768,000 for married couples filing jointly, 35% for income over $256,000. $512,000 for married couples filing jointly. 32% for individuals for incomes of $200,000 or $403,000 for married couples filing jointly. 24% for incomes for $105,000. That's $211,000 for married couples filing jointly. 22% for incomes over $50,000. That's $100,000 for married couples filing jointly. 12% for incomes of $12,400. That's $24,800 for married couples filing jointly. 10% for incomes of $12,400 or less than $24,800 for married couples filing jointly. My thing is, look at this and see what tax bracket you about to be in. Now, if you're in a 37, 35, 32 tax bracket, you need to be looking for deductions right now. If you in 37, 35, 32, you need to be looking for deductions. You need to be looking for what's called accelerated appreciation. So there's ways that you can get your money up front. You can get the deduction up front, right, all at once. You need to be looking for that. Yep, you need to be looking at that. Jose said, I'm at 37. Yeah, buddy. That 37% hurt too. Well, not now. You should have been planning right off all year. Well, you probably ain't know. I'm going to say right now. You don't never know where you are. I'm always say, always be looking. I ain't going to never say not now. Always. You can always be looking. There's always a way. So if you're in that area, we got some 6- and 7-figure traders inside the Patreon. Hey, you need to be ready for it. You need to be looking for a couple of things. One, I'm going to tell you, you need to either start you a nonprofit organization. Start your nonprofit organization. Now, the thing about nonprofit organization is the nonprofit organization don't necessarily just save you from taxes, but it just help you from having to give it all to Uncle Sam. All right? 2, you need to be hiring your children if they're under a certain age. Put them on payroll. That's a great help for you. All right, so what if you only got a couple of days now? Get prepared. There's always a good way to get around it. Stop discouraging people, man. God damn. Stop discouraging people. You're going to keep learning. Keep learning. All right? All right, you need to be working on a nonprofit organization. Figure out how you get that started. All right? Another thing is you need to, 1, hire your children. All right, that works. Hire your children. 3, you need to also be trying to find some type of real estate to invest in. Yep. Some type of real estate to invest in. And you need to find, if you can, one of the biggest ones, is some type of oil and gas drilling. That's a good one. If you're in that Texas area, right? If you're in that Texas area, man, I ain't part of no 1%, man. Shit. I think people use that shit loosely, claiming they want. I ain't in the 1%, man. I'm still figuring this shit out like y'all, bro. You hear me? But trying to find something that oil and gas, because that's going to give you accelerated appreciation out the gate. Also, if you're looking for real estate, I would definitely prefer you go try to find you some type of car wash. That's a good one. Laundromat, that's a good one. Car wash is a good one. Laundromats are great. And trying to get in some type of oil and gas drilling. That's really can help you out.
Bro, since I moved over here, bro, they got car washes like they got Starbucks.
Well, car washes is a lick.
Bro, I'm talking about one, you can see it. Like,
Yeah,
it's the same
car washes
company.
is the lick. You know why? Because car washes are, you get the accelerate. I learned that in the mentorship I'm in. It's all about taxes. You get the accelerated appreciation. So you invest in a car wash not even to make money. You invest in a car wash because you can write it all off on the front. You can write it all off on the front end on a car wash. Anyway, yep, storages are great too. So that's what we got, man. I hope we had a great, what you got?
I got to do one thing for the OG Patreon, Mr. Stanley. We pushed him back from last week. He had a question. He like, Jose, please get my question
What
in.
you say?
We got to get him. We got to get Mr. Stanley in.
All right.
Hey, Trap, this is Stan. I'm from Delaware. Been trapping with you for the last couple of years. I've been retired that whole time. I retired back in November of 2023, and I rolled my 401k over into a IRA investment account, and I've been able to pay off all the bills that I had back then, take a few trips and stuff, and still have more money than I had when I rolled the money over. But my car got totaled and I had to buy a new car. So I need to be able to get $1,000 to $2,000 out of the market each month to pay for these extra expenses because I'm just living off of Social Security right now. And I need a plan or a strategy of how to be able to do that on a pretty consistent basis. I've been rolling with you. I appreciate your information. I love the inspiration as well as the knowledge about investing. And I plan on, even at, my older age, become the first millionaire so I can leave that for my grandkids and their kids, leave the legacy for them. So if you can help me with a strategy of how to get $1,000 to $2,000 out of the market each month, I really would appreciate it. We're going to keep on trapping, bro. Peace.
Man, that's so good. So watch this. I think I was telling somebody the other day. I don't know who that was. I was saying, like, a lot of people push the narrative like, if you make $100 a day out the market, right? If you ever heard that before, like make $100 a day out the market. The activity that has to take place with that, right? So we already said that more trades don't necessarily mean more money, right? So I like his question is like, he's like, Trap, he didn't say, how do I make $1,000 every day? He said, Trap, can I make $1,000 or $2,000 like every month in the market? I'm gonna tell you why that's feasible, and hear me. The right swing trade on the right setup. Let's say if you swing trade in 1 month, if you took 4 trades, watch me here. Let's say you took 4 trades in 1 month. Of those 4 trades, let's say you get stopped out on 2 of them, right? Small loss, you stop out on 2 of them. But you have 2 of them, 1 of them is a runner, and then 1 of them, let's say you got back 50%, right? Let's just say that. And then 1 of them is a runner. So now what happens is, you've gotten 2 trades that can actually meet your goal. Now, here's the thing. If you let winners win, if you let runners run, then you may not have to cut that trade. Then 1 trade can possibly make 2 months worth of income. So now you don't need to make, hear me here, now you don't have to make $2,000 every month. You just got to perfect getting in the right trades and having the right system that can make you money. So if the system can put you in the right place, then the play is going to take care of itself, if that makes sense, right? And so that now takes the pressure off of you. Now, the other side of that is and this is the part that people don't talk about. The other side of that is, to combat that, you also got to combat the fact that you got to pay taxes on that bread. So if you make $2,000 a month, already you got to take, depending on what tax bracket that's going to be taxed at the highest level right there, because that's active income. So you automatically going to have to take a percentage of that off. So the goal wouldn't be to just day trade. The goal says, all right, watch this. If the goal is, bro, I need to make $24,000, because that's what you said, $2,000 a month will give you $24,000, right? So what I would do is say, all right, my first 90 days to 6 months, I'm focusing on what systems I need to put in place as a trader. What does a good trade look like? What does a good entry look like? What does a good exit look like? What does profit taking look like? When do I get out of this trade when it's going against me? Because the goal is to preserve capital. Remember, we don't let them large drawdowns happen simply because now we got money trapped up when it's going to be money we can be using. All right, so you say, all right, I'm going to take 3 to 4 trades. And I'm going to tell y'all something, like 4 trades in a month is really good. 4 good trades in a month is really good, right? Like, you don't got to take 5 trades a week, 6 trades a week. If you patient enough and sit down and you say, yo, I took 4 or 5 trades this month. That was really good. That's a trade a week. That's a good, like, that's not a bad system, right? But what happens is we done got into the idea that we got to treat the market like a goddamn casino. So now we feel like every day we got to, every day, I'm pulling a slot. Every day, I got to pull a slot. I got to pull a slot every day. Now what happens is your nervous system high. Now you tracing adrenaline more than you tracing profit. Now you tracing adrenaline just to see what happens. And now you're like, well, it happened. Damn, I hope it went my way. Right? So now you ain't got to pull that slot down every day. Hey, now what you doing is you spending more time saying, this setup looks good. Is this an A+ setup? Watch this. Is this positioning to be an A+ setup? Is this a B+ setup? What does this C setup look like? What I need this C setup to do to go to B or A setup? What does this B setup need to do to make it go to an A setup? What does this A setup look like? All right, cool. If I am going to take this B setup, I'm not going to put as much capital in if I will put it in the A setup. Right? So now what happened is now we building out a system for us to execute. You feel what I'm saying? And now when we build out a system to execute, now we don't got to say, and there's nothing wrong with what he said, there's nothing, now I don't got to say, yo, how do I make $2,000 a month? It's, yo, how do I get in the best trades? Because the best trades give me the best possibility. The best trades put me in the best probability. We got people in the group right now, they can say, hey, bro, I made 1 trade, I made 10 grand on it. Well, you halfway up, you're $24,000. Well, I took 1 trade, bro, I made, like, probably people in our GEV play, you hit a lick, 25,000, 45,000, 30,000. Well, guess what? That was my trade for the year right there. I'm taking the taxes off that. I put that to the side. That's my trade money for the year. So it's about understanding what's the system we got in play. And that's one of the things we going to do in a group this year that I learned about from losing that 1.5. They say, I got it. I know what happened. I know what my group got to do. They already bold. We done been through some tough shit already. Yo, how do we put systems in the play and say, hey, this is probably an A+ setup, y'all. This a B setup, y'all, so we not going to leverage as much. We need this to do this to turn this to an A setup, y'all. Or, hey, y'all, here's what we putting on the list this week. Here's what I'm looking at, and it needs to do this for us to strike it, right? So I think that's more important to me than saying I need to make this much money. It's what's the system look like? Because if we don't got a system, every day we got to go to the market, we just got to hunt with no system, right? And so when we look at apex predators, no matter if we're looking at polar bears, if we're looking at hyenas, if we're looking at wild dogs, if we're looking at lions, if we're looking at wolves, guess what they all have? They have a system of attack. It may not look like a system to us, but they got a system to attack. Right? But if we just show up to the market, turn the computer on, and we just start looking at charts. All right, let me look. Yep. I need this to chase this candle right here. This is what I need to do. Now, boom, you ain't got no system. But now you can say, hey, ooh, watch this. This bull flag is forming. This bear flag is forming. This head and shoulders is forming. This VCP is forming. This breakout is about to happen. If this happens, failed breakout. Here's a liquidity sweep. I got trapped. Let me exit this right quick. Right? So if we can start positioning that and positioning ourselves to say, here's what's about to happen based on, watch this. You all right, Sean? You sick, boy? My dog over there. All right. Right? So, and we can start telling ourselves that if these things start lining up, then this is what I need to see. Oh, it's about to break structure right here. Here's what I need to see. It needs to reclaim this. Here's what I need to see. And until it does these things, guess what? I'm just searching for more. There's nothing wrong with you searching for more and more setups. Because guess what? The more candles, the more charts you look at, the better you're going to start recognizing patterns. Up, there's a cup and handle. Up, there's a head and shoulders. Up, there's an inverted head and shoulders. Up, I see you right there with that wedge. I see that triangle happening. Ah, there's that rectangle. But you feel what I'm saying? So that's what I got for you, OG. But definitely we got some stuff for you in the group, and our goal is to help you reach that goal going into 2026. We want to make this the best year we have. We want this to be a more patient. Hey, Nettie, what's up? So just swings and leaps, man. That's my goal. That's what we on. That's how we want to make the most money. Anyway, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this week. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Man, I hope that everybody have a blessed New Year's Eve. I'm gonna go live in the group tomorrow. Trappers Anonymous, I'm gonna lock in with y'all tomorrow too. I ain't get y'all today because I just had a lot going on. Man, let's get it, man. We got that, I think we're gonna call it like option elite execution or trap execution, something like that for the $99 tier. I'm gonna write that out. We'll probably drop it in 2026, early January, so we can get that started. Remember, we do have the call that we doing on the 7th and the 21st, I think. The trade, the live trade, the 7th and the 21st, right? Anyway, we got that. So anyway, man, love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. In the group, we rocking out, man. Come join the trap. It's gonna be amazing. 2026 is gonna be a live year for us. Thank y'all for believing in me, man. We had some big wins, we had some big losses, but more importantly, we learned a lot. And I think that's what's important. Had some big wins, had some big losses, but we learned a lot. And that's what makes us better, y'all, on this journey, man. Right? We get better as a collective. You know, our goal is to keep moving until we can get on the upper leg of that K in this K-shaped economy. We never want to be priced out. We're the last ones to get it out the mud so everybody else behind us can get out the market. We lead by example because assets are for everybody. Man, listen, it's your boy, the Wallstreet Trapper. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Get y'all merch. The merch back open, Bernard. Merch is back open. We do got the Christmas deal. I think it's over tomorrow. Make sure you go to all podcast platforms. Hey, y'all, go to my personal YouTube. Our last 4 videos been really, really good. I took that little break, so I took that week off, and YouTube was like, nope, you gotta start all over again. We was doing major with we was doing 70, 80, 100 on it. So go check out the new YouTubes we've been dropping, man. Get that back up, man. Got a lot coming on this year from free events, paid events. We even thinking about doing a movie night in the trap. You think we should do that for the communities only or for everybody? For
communities first. They, you know what I'm saying? Exclusive. Exclusive.
That's exclusive. Where you get that from?
Back to the mixtape days, you know what I'm saying?
But we think about hosting a movie night in the building, man. You know, just coming in on a Saturday, you know, putting it on the big screen, lining it up, popcorn, you know, 1, 2, 1, 2 for the people, you hear me? So, yeah, man, we just want, we want our community to be the dopest community as far as impact. We want to do stuff with the community as we start putting our nonprofit together. You know, we doing school giveaways. We doing summertime stuff. We doing, you know, I want us to be a community where we show people what it's like to make money as a family. We show people what it's like to also give back as a family. Where we going to, hey, y'all, you know, I'm from Chicago Trap. This is what's going on. Hey, y'all, I'm from Houston Trap. I'm from this trap. And we travel as a group, as a community, give back to communities. That's what our enterprise, that's what Wallstreet looks like us now. That's what we doing. We got some webinars, we got some challenges, we got a lot going on. 2026 is gonna be a great year, and I can't wait to do it with y'all, man. We're gonna move the needle in the culture this year, y'all. So I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. Wallstreet looks like us now. I see y'all next week, same time, same place. Salute.